broken system, chained and tangled up in lies. Voices shouting, screaming in defeat. Politicians playing games under darkened skies. Hope lost in the dust of the street. Red and blue, colors pouring from the sky. Debates turn to anger, oh, the crowd gets loud. Punches flying in the blink of an eye. Truth buried deep beneath the shroud. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak will survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive. Faces on the screen, flashing perfect teeth. But behind those eyes, just rotting greed. Politicians turn to whispers beneath. They all just get what they need. Whispering conspiracies, drowning in their lies. Echoes of freedom, lost in cries. Spin the wheel of fate, let's see who rise. But this game will bleed you dry. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak will survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive. Welcome to the bullpen, where the weak will survive. These broken dreams we defend, trying to keep alive.
I'm kind of surprised the dad fucking. My other thing too is like if you act like a man, you need to be treated like a man.
And welcome to the show.
Hello.
Howdy, everybody. It's Sunday night, so we've got the bullpen, and we were just talking backstage about the Karen that took the ball from the family.
Yeah.
was-
She
it
she
was
should have been
Philly?
pimp slapped. Hands down. If you're gonna act, like I said, if you're gonna act like a man, you need to treat like a man, and that dad should just fucking pimp slap the shit out of her.
It's true. He was a little bit weak there.
Yeah.
So howdy, everybody in chat, and welcome to the Beast becoming a member. Thank you, sir.
What's up,
Good to
dude?
see you. And our good buddy Smokey and Z, after a long hiatus, is back. Good to see you, bud. Hope
Hope
you're
you're
doing
well, man.
So I've had internet issues all week. We think we've got it diagnosed what the problem is between me and Xfinity, and it's somewhere in the main line. So we will see what happens. But Chad has the power to end the broadcast if I end up getting nuked out again. So
Or just whenever I feel like it.
yeah,
I
he
will
can,
be the-
he can slender us.
I will slender this show at no. Didn't stay long enough to see that bit.
Oh no, what happened?
Slender just will randomly end the show when he feels like it.
Oh, that's
Anytime
funny.
after the 2 hour mark, Slender just hits end.
Oh, really?
In the middle
Wow.
of sentences, in the middle of bits, in the middle of anything, he'll just click, gone.
And we're done.
If we have a
Yeah.
guest on to the show that's not normally on, he'll usually be polite and wait until after the guest does their plugs, but otherwise it's pretty much no holds barred.
And the Beast coming in huge after getting his own membership. Gifts out 5 more. One went to Mod Eric K, one went to Mark Daly, one went to Slender, Small Time Republic, and Awesome One. Thank you very much. It's awesome, the Beast.
This show is completely up for hijacking based on super chats, by the way. I proved that last week, and I will make it so again. If this week's goal is $75. If you have a topic you absolutely want to be discussed, 75 is the threshold, but it'll get done.
In the meantime, just a preview of what we're probably going to discuss. Trump bombs some smugglers. Chicago's about to get the FO part of FAFO. New Jersey and Seattle have decided that in their school systems, they're not going to let parents opt out of the alphabet mafia speaking points and lessons. And then we've got some more general craziness from lefties, as well as some clips from the RFK hearing. So,
all good stuff, good content.
yeah.
Good things to discuss. We got lots of, they're really good because there's topics that there's the current event issue of it, and then there's the larger, constitutional questions, especially when I know that the libertarian wing has been going batshit about extrajudicial assassinations, quote unquote, of narco terrorists invading our space.
Yes, drug dealers that aren't our citizens apparently are owed due process.
Except they're in international waters, so fuck them. So,
Well, I love how the Democrats are basically defending, drug terrorists essentially.
At this,
And they're
at
trying to
this
say it was a
point-
fishing boat. It's like, dude, that's not a fishing boat. Come on, stop
Yeah.
it.
But it's what we've all said. I mean, Trump could come out and cure cancer, and they would then be on cancer's side.
Yeah.
I mean, they've taken the wrong side of every position that he has done anything on, and it's great for Trump, great for us. I'm still not tired of winning, but the fact that they're going to try to protect a whole bunch of drug smugglers just tells you what Democrats actually really believe about this country is no, if they're doing something, it's good. If anybody else is, it's bad. And they actually they want people hooked.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the other thing too is they don't care about. I'm not gonna say the law, but they care about their results, not the means of getting there. But when the same means are being applied by the other side, they will kick, scream, and cry foul.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
a perfect example of that is the fact that they publicized through, I believe it was a New York Times piece, that Barack Obama had a hit list in the
Yep.
Oval Office where he would just pick a name and say, let's kill him today. And
It was
this
Obama with Brennan, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Obama specifically executed American citizens extrajudicially outside. There's a question of legality because they were in an active war zone or conflict zone, and there are precedents about citizens giving up their rights when they choose to fight for a foreign enemy. But at the same time, he didn't just kill that person; he killed that person's minor child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have had a better dad.
And there was crickets on that one.
I imagine that kid would have looked a lot like me.
Now, calling out hypocrisy is never going to win you an election, though. So it's not
No.
even, that's not the argument to make. Here's the thing. Killing drug dealing terrorists is popular. You don't lose elections by doing that. So, I don't know what we're thinking with the libertarian wing coming hard at Trump. Like, the libertarians have gotten so many panties in a twist lately with stuff Trump's doing, and it's becoming kind of annoying, honestly.
What do you mean you can't sell heroin to little schoolgirls?
Yeah. Or that they have to be taught about trans. And the parents don't get a choice on it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. And what, the libertarians have a problem with that?
No, just in general, people
Okay.
siding against common sense.
Yeah.
You got to watch out because any convention of libertarians will always devolve into prostitution should be legal and drugs should be legal.
And drugs should be hard.
That's
Drugs should be
those
legal.
are like the only two things they somehow, and somebody on the stage will end up naked saying it. The libertarian parties are like the most bad. They never hold up. If you ever see a libertarian get enough signatures on the ballot and is decently funded where they're actually sending out mailers, it means the Democrats are funding them in
Really?
order to siphon off vote. It's a standard operating procedure. The only time you'll ever see libertarian like third party candidates ever make it to the general election is when they think it's going to be close, and they
It's when
know
they need
that,
a plurality win.
and they'll siphon off 2 or 3% from the right wing side to guarantee a plurality win of 48-46 or something like that.
Now, you mean like Ross Perot and his charts?
Yeah, Ross Perot is well, he was a unique
He wasn't
situation.
libertarian, but
No,
was a
he was
libertarian.
Reform Party. Oh, well, he ended up becoming Reform Party, I should say.
He started a pure third party. He was gonna win. The CIA threatened him. He ducked out of the election, then came back in, but it had already done the damage it needed to do.
Yeah, that is the case.
yep.
So, I mean, don't
So-
forget that Daddy, that Papa Bush, is the only CIA director who has been president at this point.
And hopefully he's the last.
Well, no, because it usually does mean giving up authority. I understand what you're saying, but eventually, sometimes they do it.
I will say, I think the Beast is 100% correct when he said every president does it. Trump fans had the balls to show it to the public. It's not just showing it to the public, it's showing it to Venezuelan gangs and anybody else running drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, every president has done things like these, but actually just showing it is a deterrent, or should act as a deterrent. Just like, saying the border is closed is one thing. Actually having people down there making the border closed is a different thing, and people just stop coming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now there is there is maybe in a perfect world an argument to be made that maybe we shouldn't just be missiling and airstriking this kind of stuff, but we're not in that world. Like we're so far away from from having the what was it, the ability to ever have so much under control we can have that debate. Like, we need to lock things down, get things fixed, and eventually you can start making the arguments about, like, what should we be doing? Is that reasonable and proper? This isn't the time to do it. And by the way, it is completely legal what he did.
We did it to pirates back in the day.
Correct. Honestly, if it were up to me, I would be issuing letters of marque to these private military groups and telling them,
Yeah.
under the letters of marque they get to keep, like, and I would authorize 20% of whatever they recover.
But they don't get to keep the drugs.
No, but I would give them 20%. I would publish a street value for what drugs are worth and tell them that I would reimburse them of the drugs 5% of the street value, in addition to them being able to keep whatever other things they do. And in addition to that, if they hijack electronically Bitcoin, people's accounts, or through other things, through electronic effing around, they get to keep those too. That's what you have to put in a report for what you actually did and what you collected.
You keep what you kill.
Yeah, keep what you kill. Letters of marque are a great way to do that kind of thing. I mean, we've got a lot of people with a lot of skills that could do some damage. Why not?
And as we said, we've done it in the past. I mean, it was open season on pirates.
Letters of marque are written into the Constitution. The president is allowed to issue them.
Which makes it very funny that they're trying to argue that he couldn't do this on another level, because it's like, okay, so you can put a hit out on him, but you're not allowed to hit him.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all this crying from them about this, it's it's so good.
But did you okay? Did you see they're trying to justify the fact that the outrage by saying it wasn't a drug smuggling vessel but a fishing boat?
Yeah,
Did
I
you see
have
that?
seen multiple people on Twitter trying to claim that, and some people even trying to use that as a community note. And I think the government probably had better info than these people do,
Probably.
because I don't know where they're getting their info, unless it's just MSNBC spouting whatever.
And again,
But
probably.
I haven't seen any actual news outlets saying anything like that. I've only seen individuals and influencers on Twitter saying crap like
I've
that.
only seen it on Twitter. I haven't seen it actually in the news or anything.
Yeah.
But and again, it's just it's sophistry, right? It's trying to go out there and convince the people that what Trump did was bad by basically lying. And that's basically that's what sophistry is.
Yep. So I think that gives you guys an idea where we are on that situation, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's 2 or 3 more strikes just to put a few exclamation points behind it.
My favorite was the video of all the fleet of like little speedboats. I guess they're kind of larger speedboats, whatever. And it was like the Venezuelan Navy.
Yeah, I like
People
this
were
one.
saying.
I like this comment. It's a fishing boat the way Abrego Garcia is a Maryland dad.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Heading to some country that I have never heard of. Did you see where they're sending him next?
Some other African country. I
Yes.
mean, he's
Some
just
tiny
making,
little African country.
this is and honestly, this is exactly how you wield power effectively. Oh, you're dicking us around. We can't do that. Fine. You're going to L whatever.
We were going to put you in one hellhole. Now we're going to put you in a worse
And another.
hellhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole. How many millions have we probably spent on this one dude already?
I
mean,
honestly, I
with-
have no idea.
It's been, what, 2 months that we've been dealing with this specific guy? Maybe longer than that.
Longer than that,
I
man.
think we have been dealing with him longer than the sentence he would have served for the assault on his wife when she filed charges against him and testified in court that he assaulted her.
Yeah, since he assaulted a woman and not like a cat or a dog.
Yeah.
That's like automatic 7 years.
Yeah, just in case anyone didn't hear, his wife, in a judicial sworn statement on audio, confirmed that he beat her, she feared for her life, and that he was gang affiliated. But, he's a loving father, so.
Yeah, so it's fine.
But the way we're treating him is also a lot like something that I had seen from in the UK last week. I think it was the UK. There was a story out there that one of the migrants who had gone over there ended up raping somebody, or I think sexually assaulting somebody or raping somebody, and he was convicted of it, but they can't deport him because no, it was an Iranian immigrant. So they can't deport him because if they deport him back to Iran as a convicted rapist, then Iran might persecute him.
Oh,
That's the
no.
reasoning for not deporting him back to his homeland.
Oh, that's awful.
We can't
but-
send a convicted rapist back to Iran
On the
because
plus
he
side-
might get taken care of
No,
there.
but on the plus side, we do have legally the ability, and we have made agreements now with those other countries to send them to other third-party countries. It's perfectly
Right, but this
legal.
was in the UK. I'm just talking about how, as we were talking about a little bit last week, what happens in the UK is typically not too far from happening here. The thing is, the stuff going on in the UK right now is so over the top with some of it that, we still have the Second Amendment and First Amendment. So this one may not get here, but I guarantee you at some point they're going to, there's going to be some Somali who does something in Minnesota and they're not going to deport him because, well, we can't send him back to Somalia, even though, whatever horrible thing they're doing here. But like Chad said, we'll just send him wherever the hell we want.
Yeah, it's fine.
I kind of like this little lottery system we've got going of Oh, you got found in the country. You shouldn't have been here. We're not going to give you a luxury flight back to your own country. We're just going to kind of kick you wherever on the map.
Yeah.
Because, again, deterrent.
Yes.
Some people are going to be self-deporting real quick when they find out, oh, I could get sent halfway around the world and have no money to my name and nothing. And, you know, how am I getting back to wherever I'm trying to go?
Well, I mean, that's the easy thing. You're not.
Yeah.
In theory,
know.
at least.
The whole thing, I'm still in an uproar about what we were talking about last week with Linehan. With the UK arresting him for mean tweets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Because I don't think we've talked about it on this show yet.
No, we haven't.
Yet, did it?
But,
Yeah.
But here's, you want to talk about something that I think deserves an uproar. You guys know this story, right?
No, I'm not aware of this one.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the picture floating around on Twitter, but not the context.
This is seconds before.
So this man walks onto this light rail in Charlotte, I believe, North Carolina. Sits down behind this young lady. This young lady never makes eye contact with him, never speaks with him. He calmly takes the knife out of his pocket, stands up, and this is right before he proceeds to murder her.
Fiery but peaceful stabbing.
Holy shit.
This is the 16th. He has been arrested and convicted 16 times of felonies.
And you're not going to see it in the news for a couple reasons. A, look at the attacker.
Yep.
B, the person who is killed is a Ukrainian that just came here to escape the war, like actual refugee. So they, you know, with them supporting Ukraine the way that they're supporting Ukraine at all costs, they've now had a Ukrainian killed over here just because we don't take care of our crime.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So the left doesn't know which button to push at this point, so they're just going to ignore this.
Well, yeah, they're going to push the ignore button.
Meanwhile,
they know exactly what button to push.
Meanwhile, you know, we're going to prosecute people that stop a guy like that on a train or on a subway in New York for trying to defend everybody and maybe going just a little bit too far because the guy died. But
no, I don't think he went too far
to kill him. He was just restraining him.
I don't think he went too far. He tried to restrain him. If he pulled out a knife and stabbed the dude, you could definitely make that case there. All he did was put him in
incapacitated.
Yeah. So here's your two scenarios, right? We got Daniel Perry on the one side, on the right, who was restraining a man threatening other people on the train
nonstop,
and
like for months or years. But he was Michael Jackson. That's ignorant.
That's just ignorant.
Yeah,
That's
so
ignorant. Come on, Blanket.
It is completely ridiculous.
Nav, I haven't seen that, but if that is the case, that is absolute bullshit.
What is?
There's a GoFundMe for the guy that stabbed her, and they're allowing it.
Yeah.
No different than the Carmelo Anthony crap. I thought their toss was basically that you could not put up a GoFundMe for somebody who broke the law.
It's what they said for Kyle Rittenhouse, but they allowed the GoFundMe for the guy who killed the teenager in Texas.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah. All right, so here's the play-by-play for you, Comix.
It's 9:46 p.m. You'll notice right away, this looks like any other ride aboard the light rail. People are doing what they do these days, keeping to themselves, scrolling on their phones as they ride along.
On the lower right are all the mugshots of the different times he's been arrested.
He's been arrested, yeah.
The man
you can't tell, but she's actually rather attractive.
Brown is in the red hoodies on the right side of your screen.
They still say accused. They've got it on camera.
Perhaps a little agitated. But
well, I mean, legally.
Legal. I mean,
attention. About 30 seconds later, Irina Zarutska boards. She's wearing a hat and a t-shirt from a pizzeria. and she sits in the row in front of Brown. She has earbuds in and is looking at her phone.
Looks like she just got off
Yeah.
work because the
Yeah.
pizzeria, she also has a matching hat. Most people don't do that unless that is their work uniform.
Yeah.
And this is, look, she didn't make eye contact. She's not talking to him. She's not antagonizing him. This is going to be pretty hard for them to try to shift blame.
She too's just minding her own business. They ride along
Well,
for
she sat in
around
front of him
4
instead of
minutes
at the
with
back.
Nothing unusual happening. Then around 9:50 p.m., Brown
Wasn't taking
reaches
it
into
out
a
of the
pocket.
pocket.
We've zoomed in on it here. He pulls out a pocket knife. No one notices a thing. Seconds later, he would stand up, and from behind, unprovoked, as we stop the video, he would stab the young woman several times. She had no chance to defend herself. The attack was over in seconds, and when
This
That's
is the
abhorrent.
most horrible part. Like, on this video, you can see the blood dripping from the knife and people.
it was over, Brown walked through
Well,
the
you see
train.
it
Oh, yeah, you see it
attempting
on the
to get
floor,
off.
yeah.
Few passengers, if any, at first realized what had happened until they noticed drops of blood on the floor. 90 seconds after the attack, a bystander rushes down to begin lending aid to Zarutska. She would die from her injuries. 30 seconds later, 9:52 p.m., 6 minutes into the video, Brown leaves the light rail.
The video here shows us just how quickly things happened and how
This guy needs to be. Yeah, this is capital punishment. There's no reason to continue to have him,
Yeah.
and anywhere near people.
Yeah, that's some fucked up shit right there.
And
Yep.
how many times have you heard about this story before we shared it, Comix? Zero, right?
No, I actually I did know the context. I did see stuff on Twitter in regards to it, which I had no idea what the hell happened. So now I do, and it's pretty unfortunate.
There have been no story, but just to clarify, as of today, right? Like as of this time, New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, MSNBC, NPR, USA Today, Reuters, Axios, ABC News, PBS, and the AP have not run stories on this.
Yeah, no surprise.
Not one. So there was I think it was Rush Limbaugh and Brahma can confirm this for me, where he talked about sometimes one of the most insidious powers of the mainstream media was choosing not to cover something.
Yeah, it's lying a lie through omission, which is honestly the worst kind of lie.
Yeah. So, in this story is going to be a perfect example. They're going to memory hole it. They're going to call you racist for bringing it up. They're going to say, clearly you're trying to paint a broad picture. Here's what I'm going to say. This person was mentally ill. He's got a history of mentally ill behavior, felonies, criminal stuff. It's not a matter of race. It's a matter of people with this kind of antisocial behavior. One of the best policies ever created was the 3 strikes law. If you get 3 felony convictions, you get a life sentence, and it reduced the crime rate dramatically. That's how you actually you can't you can't allow people to continually commit felony crime in your civilization and expect it not to cause
Yeah. If
rot.
there's no real repercussions, I mean, who cares on their side? I mean, it's the cash bail situation.
Oh, what you talking? No cash bail?
Yeah, no cash bail. I mean, it's just, we're just going to arrest him, release him, arrest him, release him, over and over and over. The cycle continues.
So the beast says that the blood is from him. He cut his own hand during the attack.
Yeah, here you go. Look at this. Wikipedia. People put up the information on it, and they are already flagging it to try to delete it.
Wow.
I think the beast was being sarcastic, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, people do cut themselves on their own weapons sometimes.
Yeah. But I think he's saying that's what the news would say.
Oh,
no,
got
it's
it.
not
Got
her
it.
blood. He didn't actually
Got
do
it,
anything.
got
Just
it.
like they, it's on tape. But accused killer. Mm-hmm. So, DeBeast funding the whole show tonight for $2. We do not hate the mainstream media enough. Not
No.
nearly so. No, we
No.
don't.
Not in the slightest.
Well, I think we do. I don't think that enough people in the country do.
Well, I know. Anytime something like this happens, either when they, misrepresent something or don't cover something, I mean, I find a new level of hate for the mainstream media.
Yeah.
Just when I think I can't hate them anymore, I find a way. Or I should say they provide a way for me to hate them more.
Right. They make it easier.
Yeah.
There was actually a clip that kind of pertains to the mainstream media. Not with this story, but on Joe, I think it was, no, it came from the Joe Rogan podcast, but Russell Brand having a conversation with a leftist on the panel, and the guy's, I think he's from MSNBC, and he's basically trying to claim that MSNBC is straight down the middle, or they're fair, and it's only Fox that really lies about things.
No,
which
yeah, totally.
Fox does their share of stuff I don't like, but and Russell's completely right here.
John, I've not known you long, but I love you already. But I have to say that it's disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC. It's difficult to suggest that these corporations operate as anything other than mouthpieces for their affiliate owners in BlackRock and Vanguard. And unless we start to embrace, and also, mate, like just spiritually, if I may use that word in your great country, we have to take responsibility
I'm
for
gonna
our
make it
own
smaller to make it harder
perspective.
for the
I've been
algorithm.
on that MSNBC, mate. It was propagandist nutcrackery on there. I went on a show called Morning Joe. It was absurd the way they carried
Good
on.
Morning Joe.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It wasn't morning. There was no one called Joe there. No one could concentrate. They didn't understand the basic tenets of journalism. No one was willing to stick up for genuine American heroes like Edward Snowden. No one was willing to talk about Julian Assange and what he's suffered trying to bring real journalism to the American people. And I think to sit within the castle of MSNBC throwing rocks at Fox News is ludicrous.
My friend,
Make MSNBC better. Make MSNBC great again.
My friend, I would love.
Here's where it gets real good, though.
The moment,
Fight them on a territory you can win on, Joe.
Russell, darling, the moment that you give me a specific example, an actual example.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Wait, just wait.
Wait. Just we need a specific example.
All right, let's all think of a specific example real quick before Russell Brand gives his. Anybody got one where MSNBC told something that they knew was blatantly wrong?
Russia.
Russia. I can think of specifically Rachel Maddow claiming that if you got the vax, you would not get the disease.
Yeah, well, there's also the fact that what's her name on Morning Joe basically said that it's their job to tell people what to think.
Yeah. But, I mean, if he just wants one example, Rachel Maddow over and over and over claimed, if you get the vaccine, then you can do whatever you want because you cannot get COVID.
Yeah.
Never true, and it was known from the beginning.
Let me tell you what the specific I'd like to hear of. I'd like to hear a specific example, a provable specific example of an MSNBC correspondent or anchor
Russell
being
actually
on
goes with
television
that one.
saying something they knew was false, and we're saying behind the scenes to people, I'm about to go out, and we know that the election wasn't stolen
You've
or something
illustrated this
equivalent.
example.
But I will go out on television and say the
Okay.
opposite. I will lie.
When's my answer?
Just give me the specific example.
I understand the basic point.
Give me a specific.
Oh, Lily pulls up a great one. Joe Scarborough during the election. Joe Biden was as sharp as he's ever been. This is the best version of Joe Biden we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blatant lie, and they know it.
Example.
All right.
I'm with you. I think it's a false equivalency, Russell.
It's a
No, it's not. That's your own biases, plainly.
It's not about bias. It's a false equivalency because you don't actually know anything about any of these organizations you're talking about. Even on MSNBC once, big fucking deal.
My darling, it was more
You
than
can't come
enough.
up with- You can't come
It
up
was
with
such a
that. You
carry-on.
don't have a single actual fact.
Do you want an example? Do you want an example?
Yes.
The ludicrous, outrageous criticisms of Joe Rogan around ivermectin, deliberately
Good
referred
example.
to as a horse
They
medicine when
colored
they know it's
him
an
different.
effective
Non-responsive.
medicine.
Yeah, that's
what
not a bad
Rachel
example.
Maddow turning up on the TV saying if you take this vaccine, you're not going to get it when it hadn't been
Non-responsive.
clinically trialed for transmission.
Non-responsive.
You have to listen.
Wait.
Do you think you can improve
Non-responsive.
Do you hear
America?
his argument? You're being non-responsive. He's directly giving him examples of what he
Yes.
just asked for.
Yeah.
And that's non-responsive because he
denied the
doesn't
truth.
believe those examples are true.
Mm-hmm.
That's as captured as you get. The fact that even after everything has come out and it has been said, yes, these things were completely false, still not being able to acknowledge it. Deeple, over on the Rumble side for $5, the people do not hate the legacy media enough. That's
No.
why you see the rise of the alternative media going strong.
By
all be
determinedly and
better.
avowedly condemning Fox News without acknowledging that you're participating in the same game. Did you not just listen to Bernie Sanders, someone who plainly, legitimately believes in this country and believes it's possible to change, but is bound by corruption, is bound by the lobbying system? Surely it's clear to you, Bill, as one of the great pundits and experts and comic voices, that systemic change is required. Money has to be taken out of politics. We need new political systems that genuinely represent ordinary Americans so that we can overcome cultural differences. And bickering about which propagandist network is the worst is not going to save a single American life, not improve the life of a single American child, not going to improve America's standing in the world, and the world needs a strong America, I'll tell you that.
But what it is going to do is show that at least on one side, you could recognize that there's bad information coming from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other side basically just denies that it happens at all. They only attack the one network. I mean, there's also Newsmax, but I don't think anybody actually watches Newsmax to the degree that Fox News gets watched. So, I mean, he's pretty right here. I mean, and I think Scipio said that Russell Brand was a liberal until he wasn't. Well, I mean, we watched him over about a 3-year period start thinking about everything different. It wasn't just some flip a switch overnight.
No, it wasn't.
It was literally, he got more spiritual, then he also converted to Christianity. And during that time, he also got more and more conservative as he went. And I don't think he's an actual conservative. I think he's probably closer to libertarian, but he does make good points every now and then.
Well, and the other
Bush
thing,
called out some other things. Trump wants to tell people what to think. That's our job. Dana Bash.
yeah.
Joe Biden is cogent. He's cogent. He's the strongest president we've ever had. Joe Scarborough. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is that, Russell Brand does have a lot of personal demons that he had to work through, which is probably the reason why he ended up finding God as a result to deal with that stuff. Because, we know this man has had a past. I'm not gonna say he's done, how do I want to phrase this? He's done some things, right?
Yeah.
To the level of how unsavory they actually are, we probably do not know. But odds are he probably did get a little handsy with women. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. And at the time, they probably also were looking
Completely
at his
fine.
fame and saying, fine, just like
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't doubt that at all. And yes, Chad is also calling out that he got sober. But I mean, the thing with Russell, it would not surprise me at all. I'm not saying that he isn't, truly converting, that kind of stuff. But Russell, I mean, he has that type of personality type, right? That, you find something and you go all in on it. Like he's described it plenty of times. He found alcohol, he went all in on it. He found drugs, he went all in on it. Sex parties, all in on it. So he finds things to fill
The hole
there. And I mean, me and Keri have talked about it a few times. I've even talked about it a few times on your show, Comix, that, I think that is, where people are looking to fill that hole. It typically is God. So I mean, he did kind of go full bore into Christianity, though, too, because he started baptizing people like 2 weeks after he converted. 2 weeks, 2 months, somewhere in there. So, I mean, he's one of those guys that just goes full bore into whatever he gets passionate about. But the time from being a, full blown liberal or leftist, almost leftist, into his conservative transition, we watched that take place over years. He watched the tyranny from the COVID times and some other stuff and just kept calling it out until he started to sound very, very right. I still like Russell. I miss his comedies. I think Get Him to the Greek is one of the greatest movies ever made.
I think that I think I'm kind of in line generally with comics, acknowledging that his behavior in the past was probably at a minimum reckless, at a more than minimum possibly maybe criminal. I don't know. What I have concern about is having followed the Julian Assange situation and seeing how they specifically used SA allegations to try to
Shut him
go
up.
after him, to shut him up because he was sharing information that made the government look bad, specifically the intelligence community. And then when you start looking into those SA allegations and how flimsy they really were, how they fell apart, how the charges ended up getting dropped later, and what was around all that, it's not a very YouTube friendly topic.
No, it's
But
not.
at the same time, the point is, I have a lot of concerns that all of these things with Russell Brand only became criminal or legal matters after his political conversion.
Well, yeah, he
'Cause
became an apostate at that point.
No, but
Yes.
yeah, because these things, I mean,
It's
the
just
young
people from 20 years ago
yeah,
coming
the
out of the
youngest-
woodworks.
Yeah, the youngest
anytime.
allegation is like 12 or 13 years ago, and the other ones are even longer in the past than that.
Yep.
So that's where I start. I'm just asking questions.
I'm just asking.
asking questions.
And yeah, Mark kind of brought up a point alongside that. Amazing how conservatives who become liberals are lionized, while liberals who become conservative are demonized.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always that way, though. Well, no, I guess in most cases
it always
is.
goes that
Yeah.
way. Does James Woods get jobs now? No.
No.
Did he have to take his name off of Oppenheimer so people would take jobs on it? Yes. Even though he was the guy who optioned it and got it made.
Yeah.
Is Chris Pratt as big a celebrity and star as he should be, given the box office returns on the movies he stars in, or the ratings for the streaming shows he does? No. He's doing well.
He's getting a lot of work.
He's doing well, but he's not doing like. Do you think he's getting Pedro Pascal job offers levels?
No, probably not.
Nobody is.
I mean, the most
Except for maybe Vanessa Kirby. Because she had 3 movies in the theaters, or well, 3 movies that came out all in the same time span that Pedro had 4 movies come out. It's kind of crazy.
That's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's
you go with what's hot, even if it's not considered hot by most of the people actually partaking. Because I don't think anybody likes Pedro Pascal.
I would say, Lindsay, I'm in the same boat kind of too. I want more tangible actions over time. I'm happy that he may have found Christianity and converted, and in a lot of ways, Russell Brand is a lot like Nala. I'm glad for them to have found Jesus. I'm hoping that it's legitimate. I want to see over time a commitment to the value system before I personally trust them with things.
And what I'm getting at with Russell, with him going all in on things, is it just going to be a phase until he, gets burnt out or tired of this and has to look for the next thing to be going all in on?
Who knows?
Is that his, political takes, or is it his faith takes? Don't know. But I mean, yes, there is reason to question. But I mean, at the moment, he seems to be saying a lot of the right things.
But I think
on both of those topics.
Yeah, but Russell Brand is a good, and this discussion is a good jumping off point into RFK Jr.'s week, because RFK Jr. is from one of the most storied Democrat families in history. Mm-hmm. He was a beloved, I would even say, Democratic figure because he was a environmental lawyer, and then he would take on big pharmaceutical companies. These were things that they lionized previously on the left for representing the little guy. And when RFK Jr. made an alliance with MAGA, because MAGA and MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, had a giant overlap that would allow real change to happen, that could be a tangible good in his eyes, he was immediately excommunicated. And this clip was from Fox News this weekend, this Sunday specifically, and this should be filed under the I'm almost tired of winning. I don't know, you probably haven't heard this one yet, Comix, but listen.
We literally we're the worst team in the league. I've been brought in as the new manager, and my job is to shake up the organization, to fire the people who were responsible for masking our children with no science, for social distancing orders with no science.
If you didn't quite make it out because of his speech inflection,
I know it's not his fault, but he is so hard to listen to.
Yeah, he is.
He's basically said, my job is to fire the people who masked your children and came up with social distancing with no science. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And pump that in
yes,
my
please.
veins.
And let's add this clip alongside it from the hearing. Because this was, we've got a couple clips from the hearing, and yeah, he went off on people, and the Democrats that were questioning him were absolutely stupid.
I have the, when you're done, I have the Elizabeth Warren one after that.
Okay, I don't have that one, so right. I've got a couple.
To sharing the protocols used for the autism study with Congress and to the public?
They're public.
Will you commit to giving it to this committee by the end of the week?
No, not because that's not the way it works.
Will you
don't even know what you're talking about.
Mr. Secretary, will you commit to sharing the protocols for this study by the end of the month?
We already have
You just said it's public.
We put out the notice of funding opportunities, and then the scientists from all over the world.
You're not understanding me. Let me speak clearly
you're not
again.
understanding how the world works.
Do you understand what the protocols are? Do you understand what they are?
This wasn't the one I meant to play, but this was
good. Submit the protocol.
Okay, so you know what
not
they
coming
are.
from us.
So will you commit to sharing those protocols with this committee?
Well, anybody can get a hold of the protocol. It's published with the study.
Mr. Chairman, what I'd like to ask is for your commitment here.
So let me explain what's happening.
Yeah.
Because as someone who works in government contracting, they have put out an opportunity for contractors, third-party entities, to bid to do this study for him. The contract opportunity has in it a list of criteria. You must analyze X, Y, and Z.
Protocols.
You must provide the it has all the basics, and the company doing it has to adhere to those protocols. So the reason what RFK Jr. is saying is we have put out the bid, but no one's done it yet. So the reason he's saying you're not living in the real world is all they have right now is the job opportunity that companies can bid on to complete this work.
Yeah,
there is no work yet, so
there's nothing to share.
There's nothing to share.
The what we want to study is out there public, and the protocols that they have to adhere to.
Yeah.
Let me show the one I meant to show, and then we'll go over to Elizabeth Warren.
You're saying the Biden administration politicized all the data? Go back to what Senator Cantwell just said.
Fired Dr.
Go to the Trump Surgeon General.
They fired Dr. Grubb. They fired all the people who questioned the orthodoxy. They fired Dr. Gruber, Dr. Krause,
Mr. Chairman, the Secretary of Health.
So that one, they're basically saying, so You're saying that even though the Biden administration and HHS had full agreement on everything, that, they were wrong. And he's like, yeah, they fired everybody who disagreed with them in any way or brought up any disagreement about vaccine protocols, COVID protocols, any of it. It was just, nope, they're gone. So, yeah, they have consensus thinking when you get rid of all the dissenters.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
All right, you want to do Elizabeth? Well, nobody wants to.
Yeah, not even her husband.
Will you tell America that all adults and all children over 6 months age are eligible to get a COVID booster at their local pharmacy today?
Anybody can get the booster.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it. Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
If you want it, you can get it.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
it's
mandated.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence.
So the background on this, and I'm sure you guys may know, is that HHS through RFK Jr. have adjusted the recommendations for the COVID vaccine.
Yes.
Specifically, they no longer recommend it for children. They no longer recommend it for healthy adults because you don't need it. There's no data to back up that it's necessary.
Which we were just talking, last week about it was on the vaccine schedule for children 6 months to 2 years old.
Yeah.
And to take a booster
3 doses,
over and over and over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what Elizabeth Warren is complaining about is because when what a lot of insurance companies do is if it's a recommended vaccine
optional versus recommended.
If it's recommended, they cover it 100% under preventative care. Once it becomes optional, any person can get it because it's legal, but it's an out-of-pocket
Hang on
expense.
real quick. Hey, Scipio, I recommend you get all of the COVID vaccines, buddy. Get all your boosters. Do it. Do it, buddy. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
So this is the semantics argument. She's
and if you don't, you're an anti-vaxxer, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, so she's trying to generate a clip where it sounds like RFK Jr. is going to say, no, you can't get the vaccine.
Yeah.
But RFK Jr. is deftly arguing correctly.
You
that
can.
anybody
Just
can
pay for
get
it.
it, but we're not going to recommend it for people who don't need it.
And if your insurance doesn't cover it, you can still get it. Pay for
You
it.
can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend.
How
a
is he denying
product
people
for which
vaccines?
There's no clinical data for that indication. Would you?
I also love that vaccine is still like $200 when it was essentially basically developed by our money already.
Yeah.
Not by the companies who actually developed it, but by tax money.
Yeah, so, and this is where it's brilliant, and RFK Jr. is making the rational point. Are you telling me we should be recommending things people don't need?
Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like
and
this.
That is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them.
He's
You
not
just
taking them
changed the
away.
Yeah,
classification
he hasn't
of the
made
COVID
them-
vaccine.
I'm not
And
taking them
honestly-
away from people.
If
Senator.
it's not free, it doesn't count.
Honestly,
in
by
a
the
Democrat's
way,
mind, if
they
it's
probably
not free,
should be taking mRNA vaccinations off the schedule. I am not a doctor. I am not telling you medical advice. I think that, personal opinion, they are not safe and cause more damage to the human body than they ever help. Just saying.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Because the spike protein seems to be an issue. Real quick before we continue the clip, we've got two things. Eric K, the king of mods, gifts 5 Brahma Bull memberships. Those went to Sean Estep, Crazy Cat Guy, David P, Rhaegar Targaryen, and it won't scroll for me. I can't even make it out. K Stadium 42. And also, Mod Eric K. For $1 on Rumble, my father used to get sick every 15 years or so. The guy who developed the mRNA said people with a very aggressive should not get it, since his Dem friends convinced him to get it. He gets sick often. I'm not sure what he had. Very aggressive. Maybe cancer.
Cancer would be my thought.
That would be my guess. But, yeah.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
$200.
Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products for which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, RFK Jr. is awesome because he's in the stage of life where this is the most he's probably going to get in terms of power. It's the most he's finally doing the good that he's wanted to, and he's been studying these topics for 20 plus years. So
yes,
when they
just
come
because
at
he
him,
didn't go to college and get a doctorate in it, or even a degree in it, doesn't mean he can't do an independent, rational study of all the things that are out there. Everybody can do that.
honestly, and I've become, and this is where COVID pushed me more into the RFK Jr. camp than I ever thought I would be. Because that whole situation made me start questioning and go down a lot of rabbit holes and learning a lot of stuff about, and this is where RFK Jr., like, if you start really digging into it, you'll see we haven't done extensive testing on lots of vaccines that we give. We don't really ever follow things long term. We don't do, and they always say, because you can't do that with a vaccine. I'm like, then why are we giving it to everybody? Like,
yeah,
no. So,
well, Chad, in order to pass the bill, in order to know what's in the bill, you have to pass it first.
Yeah,
it's the same mentality.
Bad Take said he's not anti-vaccine. We talked about this last week. He wants a slower, spaced out schedule for some vaccines and others to not be required. As the mom of a vaccine-injured child, I agree with him. Yeah, we had this talk last week. It was, he wants, the schedule is ridiculous. There are so many shots given in the first couple years that for a lot of them, there is no reason for, or they could be spaced out more. I mean, we talked about Hep B specifically for a long time last week for newborns.
Which is the most bullshit, ridiculous. And the quote from, Dr. Satan worshipping bondage dude was, we're going to miss our window if we don't make them do it. Like, is it your window so you can start diddling kids and not worry about the Hep you're going to give them? Like, what is the, like, this
that seems to be the rational reason that somebody with common sense can come up for.
This, by the way, was the same doctor we saw the clips where he's like, don't make people feel judged for monkeypox.
Yeah, we should make them feel judged for monkeypox.
Oh, no. Oh, I forget that.
Let's not have orgies for 2 whole weeks, gay guys. Come on.
He had to say, he wouldn't say monkey. He said Mpox because he didn't want to call it.
Yeah.
You want to say monkeypox? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. By the way, this is the face a woman makes before she goes to a Phillies game and steals a baseball.
Yeah.
This is.
And that's also the same suit as always. Eric K for... Pause it for just a sec. Eric K for another $1. You didn't have to super chat another one, Eric. Aggressive immune system. Sorry, I was doing my best to shorten it. And Deeple for $1. RFK calling out Warren getting a bunch of donations from Big Pharma is huge. I hope that pharma ads are illegal soon like cigarettes.
They need to.
When does that bill get passed that bans Congress stock trading? Anna Paulina Luna is trying to do an end around on the stock trading thing to force a vote. And RFK actually also called out Elizabeth Warren during his confirmation hearing. This is the second time he's been on national TV calling out how much she got from Big Pharma.
Yeah. He should be like, are you in the study for, never mind. I don't want to drop that kind of language on your show.
When you said that, because you are the one who said you would not take them away. Now, Senator Kennedy,
I'm not taking them away from anybody.
Secretary,
you want me to indicate?
All right, I'm going to make the joke anyway. So RFK Jr. should just look at her and be like, look, Senator Warren, I know you're past the age where this should be a problem, but are you on the rag?
advocate a product for which there is
Did
no
you schedule
clinical
this
data.
hearing during your moon
Senator,
Is that
cycle?
what you want?
Secretary Kennedy, you said you wouldn't, and now you did.
I'm not taking them away. Everybody can get access to them.
They're not being
No,
taken
they
off the
can't
market.
walk into a pharmacy the way we
No, they
could
probably should.
last month and get access.
It
to a
depends on the
vaccine.
state. It depends on the
It
states.
depends. A year ago,
But they can still get it. Everybody can get it.
Ago, it did
Everybody
not
can get it, Senator.
So look, let's move on.
Clearly, I
I've been
haven't. I'm
beaten.
losing here, so let's move on.
Yes. No, he that whole hearing was actually a pretty fantastic hearing. He dismantled just about every argument they made. It's just so hard to listen to.
Oh, there you go. This one was specifically about Dr. Satan worshipping BDSM dude, but it looks like we got another super chat in.
Yep. You guys are really trying to make it into a birthday stream, which I know everybody's sick of, but we just had Chad's and now mine's here. So Eric K for $2. Could you imagine living with white Pocahontas?
I mean,
yeah, the Phillies lady or Warren, any of them. It's just like, just living with a Karen in general has got to be like one of the worst things that could possibly happen.
Yep.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. That reminds me of an SNL sketch with Shane Gilman, where it was like the fake commercial, and he was like, what's your it was for like a fake pharmaceutical ad, and he's just living with the naggy wife and everything. And he's like, what's the prescription? Oh, it's two it's 2 giant bottles of liquor. Like, I just take 2 of these. And then, like, if you have too much trouble taking these, here's another prescription. It's called a little bump. And so he's like, it's one of the, Saturday Night Live had like 4 or 5 really funny things last season. That was one of them. So
I like the George Washington skits. Those
those
were
pretty
the
funny.
funniest thing I've seen out of Saturday Night Live in decades, maybe, except for maybe the weekend updates with the 2 guys.
We shall have a game called football. What do you do in football? You throw the ball with your hands.
Will it be measured in meters? No, yards.
But we'll
Boost for $5. You're not agreeing to these things. I'm making up. Shut up and agree that my fantasy is reality. Elizabeth Warren. True.
Yes.
JB
Well,
for $5.
to be fair, that's most Democrats.
Yeah, that's every one of these hearings. Well, I mean, the Republicans will grandstand and get their sound bites too when they're going up against a Democrat coming in for it.
Oh,
So
what you mean, like when Trey Gowdy runs a hearing that matters to nobody? Yeah, exactly.
he hasn't been doing it for years now. JB for $5. I hope they pass a bill to stop drug ads. I would love that. I don't know how any of the major news stations are going to survive it.
Hey, Scipio,
every
that's a
single break is
that's a really
sponsored.
funny way of spelling Fauci, by the way.
Deeple for $2 on the YouTube side posted some memes. Happy birthday, Brahma. Thank you.
Is today your birthday, or is it?
It's actually tomorrow, but this
tomorrow?
is, since I'm on your show tomorrow, this is as close as we come to a birthday stream.
He's like, since I'm on your show tomorrow, I want the money from me.
I've given you my birthday for years. Copy Kitty for a big $20. Thank you, Copy Kitty. Happy birthday. Your guilt was effective. Thank you.
Speaking of people not being affected by guilt, here's them trying to make RFK Jr. feel guilty and him just dropping the hammer on him.
Kenny, Dr. Daskalakis, who recently resigned
Dr. Daskalakis is Dr. Super Gay.
as director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, his resignation letter stated he and his team were never allowed to brief you. I'm curious who you're listening to, since it's clear you're not listening to qualified experts like Dr. Daskalakis. Can you give
totally
the
qualified.
committee the name of the person?
I don't consider Dr. Daskalakis.
Mr. Secretary, the question that I have for you is...
Stop trying to answer the question with details. I want my soundbite.
Yeah.
Can you give the committee a name of who you're getting briefed by?
I'm getting briefed by all the time by CDC.
Just a name.
Well, Dr. William Thompson's one name.
Mr. Kennedy, you hired a man named David Geyer to conduct this study. Is that correct?
No.
Is Mr. David Geyer working for HHS?
You want yes or no? How about this?
He's a contractor, but he's not conducting a study.
He's a contractor?
He's a contractor.
Do you know who works for you, Mr. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Did you know he never went to medical school?
He's not practicing medicine.
Did you know
Douchebag. That's not what he's doing.
that he got caught in Maryland and was charged for practicing medicine without a medical license?
He was charged by a medical board, he sued the medical board, and the medical board was found to have acted in actual malice and was fined $2.6 million by a judge in Maryland for doing that.
See, so you choose.
So you choose to still ignore that? Or what?
So you accuse him of something, he won the case against it, and now I'm going to make a point about, but you then hired him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
When you want to know a lot. It's incredible, Mr. Kennedy.
Senator,
By the way, have you noticed how RFK Jr. has switched to laid back mode? He's just leaning back, moving the mic, and he's like,
Zero fucks given.
Since I can't be on camera because of the internet issues, I am also in chairs in reclined mode and move the camera or the mic closer to me so I can actually be comfortable for a stream.
RFK, yeah, like this is the I've been waiting for this for months. How about you? It's like, how about this is like what is it, Good Will Hunting? He was like, did you know he had no medical? He got sued. It was like, did you know he won $2.2 million for
How about
suing
them
the board?
apples?
How about them apples?
Ridiculous. So here's the question I have. You brought him in to do this study. I think there's no question about
I told you he's not doing a study.
He
Is he
actually answered
participating in the
no
study?
when you
No.
asked if he
He's
hired
doing
him.
any analysis in regards to this study.
No, what he's doing is getting access to the Vaccine Safety Data Link, which is the biggest repository for vaccine information that your friend would not give us for 7 months.
Basically, Daskalakis wouldn't let anybody see the vaccine safety data. And
Yeah.
that's why they actually fired his ass, because he was trying to protect his pharma buddies. And
Oh, shocker.
so
Mark Daly for $10 over on the YouTube side. Did you see the hack job CBS News did on Kristi Noem's quote about Maryland Dad? This, while the ink isn't dry on their check for the judgment in their last case, why does CBS still have a license? Yeah, we actually showed that clip last Sunday because I believe that was when it ended up happening.
yeah. So just in case people don't know what he's talking about, here it is.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock.
This is like, we've reached the phase where they're like, even the other human traffickers didn't like Maryland Dad. They were like, you're kind of sketchy. How about you go back to whatever country you came from?
Yeah, I mean, this is at least 6 different times that they've done something with deceptive editing, including Kamala's, campaign thing. There have been 4 others outside of that clip and this. And also, we should point out, because Bush pointed it out, it's also his birthday. And if
birthday,
people
Bush.
didn't know, Friday was, or the 4th was little Chad's birthday. Me and Chad are only like 4 days apart. It's the month of birthdays.
Yeah,
because
so
it's
the
apparently
most-
very cold.
Yeah, the most common birth months are August, followed by July and September in the United States right now. So what that corresponds
winter brings
to
people together.
Is what is the line from Mystery Alaska? I play hockey and fornicate because they're the 2 warmest things to do in cold weather.
I'm just curious because we were talking about CBS's license. Do we think that that The View is ever going to come back from hiatus?
Oh God, I hope so.
I mean, we could use the clips. I would love to not have to listen to
thing
any of
They are
those
so
harpies,
fun to
but-
fucking mock.
The thing about The View is it makes them a lot of money, but it's starting to do reputational
If
damage.
they start getting sued for all of Sonny Hostin's stupid statements,
Right,
I mean,
and the reason you sue based on Sonny Hostin's stupid statements is there's a certain level of when you're a lawyer, you have a higher threshold of responsibility with the statements you make.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't she a lawyer? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's,
how
and
can...
that's where like me or
she
you
should have a clue.
Yeah, me, Brahma,
Yeah.
Comics, the stuff we say, we're laymen. We don't have the the legal training to necessarily be held completely responsible for some of our takes.
And also, our whole show is opinion.
That's true. It's opinion.
We don't.
It is a fact that
We are
our
not
show is
journalists and never
opinion-based.
have claimed to be.
No, except in the context that opinions are journalism in the context of the First Amendment. So you can suck it, England.
That was Chad getting excited.
I am still excited about having a First Amendment because, my God, have we seen the difference that makes when Judge Dumbass Brown was like, the First Amendment really causes problems for the government being able to do what it wants to do.
Well, you know, that pesky Constitution kind of gets in the way with the government wanting to do what it wants to do.
Yeah, this is the normal, I think, summer break coming back. I think, yeah.
Oh, Vigil says they're actually coming back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have some View clips.
That should be fun.
Since we're talking about the amendments and you know, the rights that Americans have that some other countries don't, let's throw in this clip here real quick because there's not a really good place to put it anywhere else. But this is Hillary Clinton's former VP running mate. We dodged a bullet here. Let's see what he has to say about the foundational premise.
What's his name, Comics?
I'll be honest with you. I had no idea she even had a running mate.
It was another Tim.
It was another Tim. Does that help?
No, I don't remember the dude's name.
His name sign has K.A. in the shot here.
Yeah, I know.
Man,
No, I remember. Well, the funny
that
thing is,
one-
I remember someone mentioning him like this week, and I immediately forgot. Like legit.
That was another winner. From,
Nobody
Saturday Night Live this
fucking
week, this
remembers
year.
this guy.
Yeah,
The
it was
only-
the Jeopardy joke.
Yeah, it was
on
the
Saturday Night Live.
What's my name? They brought out Tim Kaine. His name is Tim Kaine.
Oh, that's right, Tim
And
Kaine.
it was John Mulaney, and they were like, "You've said this is, this is in 2016. You said this was the most important election of our lifetimes." He goes, "It was." He goes, and they bring out Tim Kaine, and they're like, "What's his name?" He was the vice president. He's like, if only he was as memorable as Tim Walz. He's like, his name is also Tim. And they're like, what's his last name? I don't know.
And he looks just like Tim Walz. They're both two crazy looking old white guys with crazy eyes.
My favorite part is fucking Clinton campaign chose Tim Kaine because he speaks fluent Spanish from when he went on missionary trips when he was younger. And this is who they thought would be great for Latino outreach. And it's like, what are you doing?
Real quick before we play the clip. Bush, can I quote John Kerry? "We cannot allow the First Amendment to be a blockade toward progress."
That's exactly what the founders designed it to be.
Yep.
You guys can fuck off and die. Because
And-
the First Amendment is our first defense, and the Second Amendment, as Dave Chappelle has said, is the backup in case you try to start screwing with the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So before we give our takes on this clip, let's give chat a couple seconds to see if they can figure out what's wrong with this statement. Because I think our chat is very capable of understanding where this is wrong. So let's pop this up and we'll give them a couple seconds after the clip.
I mean, besides the fact I can't hear it. I mean,
Oh, is it not playing the audio?
no.
Let me fix that. Thanks for pointing it out.
The notion that rights don't come from laws and don't come from the government, but come from the creator, that's what the Iranian government believes. It's a theocratic regime that bases its rule on Shia law and targets Sunnis, Baha'is, Jews, Christians, and other religious minorities. And they do it because they believe that they understand what natural rights are from their creator. So the statement that our rights do not come from our laws or our governments is extremely troubling.
There is a specific reason from a historical perspective that is absolutely essential that you make it known that these rights come fundamentally from a creator. The founding fathers were devout Christians, but they were enlightenment educated enough that they were more effusive in their language than to say specifically the Protestant Christian God. Because remember, from their perspective as Protestants of that time, they would have viewed Catholics in the same regard as they viewed Muslims in a lot of ways. Like, as to them, they were as antithetical to Protestantism as Islam was, which is, then it is what it is. But point being, they made a point from an Enlightenment standpoint, from all, like as an evolution of John Locke, Bacon, and a lot of the other Enlightenment thinkers, that these inalienable rights from the Creator are guaranteed not by any single government, but by inherently being born human on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that it has to be that way is because if you don't have these rights from a creator, just from the fact that you were born human, then a government can take any right away from you on a whim. And this is because they had come from a background of absolute monarchy, where at any given point, a king can completely shift what the official religion is. So telling you what God you should worship. They can take your property at any given time for, with no defensible allegation, with no reimbursement. There's a reason that one of the Bill of Rights, in terms of the takings clause, is that a person must get fair and just compensation if the government ever takes property for any reason. Because this is where they're coming from. These things are fundamental rights of people. And if you start taking that away, you are, as a government, able to change rights on a whim, and you're getting into 1984 shit where we have always been at war with with Eurasia or wherever.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the shit that's going on in the UK at this point. The other thing too, I want to point out, can we stop trying to compare Christianity to Islam? I mean, they are not even in the same ballpark when it comes to the whole rights thing.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is in the context that in that era.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Cain, because this is something that the left wants to pretend that somehow is, Christianity is like far worse when it comes to human rights when compared to any other religion out there, and that's just horseshit. And this is coming from someone who is not a Christian, by the way. Comparing Islam and Christianity is two completely different animals, two completely different moralities.
Meet the new British Home Secretary on the right.
Yeah.
Who is a devout Muslim woman of Pakistani origin, who is now responsible for their immigration policy, borders enforcement.
Oh, gee, I wonder who is going to be flooding the borders in the UK now.
Let's see. It is. She has in charge of immigration enforcement on the border. Yep.
There's another thing to point out about the founding. I mean, there are a lot of people who like to claim that the founding, we were not founded as a Christian nation.
We 100% were.
13 out of 13 colonies had a statement of faith in their individual constitutions before we actually came together to form the Union. It was a foundational portion of all of the colonies. In fact, a lot of the colonies were formed by which faith you were. Catholicism, the Anglican Church, Protestantism. I always have trouble with that word. And
Protestantism.
Yeah. every single one of the colonies had a statement of faith. So the fact that we would not have had that as part of our founding, it wasn't a situation whereas some of the colonies had, there was, an actual established faith, but the formation of the country was specifically, we were a faithful nation at the forming.
Mhm.
They kept the language in there to make sure that the state did not create a religion or appoint a religion for the country. And that is where people get the separation of church and faith. But it's not in there. It's just that the country cannot establish a faith on behalf of everybody. But it is also just as incorrect to state that we were not founded with faithful ideals. And if the government is who can give you your rights, the government can take them away.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue here that everyone needs to understand is that point right there. And we are witnessing this in real time with what's happening in the UK right now. I mean, they went and they arrested a comedian for mean tweets. That's a huge fucking problem. It doesn't matter where you stand on the transmission fluid thing. The very idea that they are going and arresting people for shit they are saying online. I don't care how deplorable what they're saying. They should not be fucking arrested. Now, if they're making a threat, that's completely different, which he was not doing. But that's how they're spending it, though, is that he was doing a call to violence, which it was not. It's like saying drink bleach on Twitter. Come on, let's get real here.
You talking about Linehan specifically?
Yeah.
On that one?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a comedian. It's a joke. I mean, the joke is if you're a trans woman in the bathroom, you do have balls that can be hit.
Yep.
And if that was not the case, you would not be a trans woman in the bathroom, the women's bathroom. Damn it. I had another point and I lost it. I don't know. It'll come back to me. The UK. I've been meaning to make this point. I just really didn't want to do it on Comix Show. I mean, ultimately, what we're seeing going on in the UK is the progressivism of the left is tearing down basically Christendom. What we call the West now used to be called Christendom.
Right.
This is a continuation of the Crusades. The Islamic nations just outlasted and outweighed the democracies in Christendom because at some point they didn't have to take over by being militant. They could just invade because the progressive nature of the left is going to open the borders to people at some point.
Yeah, well, they're using our own freedoms against us, which is kind of the problem.
Exactly. This is just the Crusades continued.
Because didn't someone legitimately say, yes, this is exactly what we're doing and you deserve it?
There's been a number of imams who have made statements like that we are going to take over by just flooding the gates. Not militantly. We're just going to take over by putting as many people in as we can.
And outbreeding.
Converting your cathedrals to mosques and voting with your systems to completely take over your countries.
Yeah.
And that's the UK. That's the whole EU. It's happening all over.
Well, remember I was talking about there was that one video on Twitter where you had these two young German women on a bus, and then a Muslim woman gets on and starts basically berating them in German for not wearing a hijab, and they're not Muslim. They are native-born Germans.
Yep. And the point I was trying to make on Comix Show on Thursday night, but my mic, apparently nobody could hear me, was, ultimately, I don't know that there's enough Brits left in the UK to actually rise up because their population replacement rate, birth replacement, is at like a 1.6. Once you get to 1.3, there's not really a way to turn it around.
Yeah.
They've been importing so many people, and the Brits have been producing so few people. I don't know if there's enough Brits to actually do anything about it at this point.
Scipio, you're either so fucking indoctrinated or you are fucking retarded, dude. All you have to do is pay attention slightly to see what the fuck is going on, dude. I mean, and if you are paying attention and you're ignoring it, you're fucking retarded, man. Sorry, you are. Hands down. You need to pay attention to shit and realize that this shit is going to come for you one day. And you are helping enable your own fucking destruction.
Brahma,
And that
did
to
you get
me is hilarious.
Brahma, did you get a DM you're supposed to show?
I got a DM. I'm trying to read it to find out what's in it so that I actually have a clue about what we're talking about. I'm sure it pertains to what we're talking about at the moment, but if you guys want to continue the conversation while I read.
Sure.
Go for it.
Logistically, it was an interesting video, and it was a guy in Germany, an imam. And this is something that I've seen statistically reported on previously in political science stuff, is when the population of your country reaches 10% Muslim, it's effectively a tipping point, and they're going to take over your entire country.
Well, because like, okay, with any and the American Revolution is a good example of this. When you have a movement that reaches 10%, you are going to get a shift. It doesn't have to be religion. It could be anything. Yeah,
Yes.
dude, I'm the one full of shit. Thank you so much, dude. You really do need to pay attention for your own sake, dude. You do.
All right. I think I get what Bush is getting at, but let me pull it up and we can evaluate together, because the article actually doesn't say a whole lot. There are some pictures, though.
Okay. Pictures are always nice.
Oh, and if I am so full of shit, go visit England. Go move there and see how bad it is for yourself. You'll probably like it.
So
don't
the
fill out the
city-
visa paperwork. Just take a boat over.
Yeah, just take a boat over.
you get a really nice house when you do that.
Yeah. They'll set you up real good.
So this is the Charlotte City Council. There's a mayor and 11 council members. They appoint the city manager, the city attorney, the city clerk, and other key officials. And I think Bush's point is this is the makeup of the council. It's not very diverse.
No, not slightest.
Also, the mayor put out a statement where we should probably be understanding of the mental health crisis the perpetrator was in. I feel like that is a tone-deaf response, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't recognize that you can condemn and no one's going to be mad at you for condemning a man with no provocation stabbing a woman sitting in front of him on a train, you're past the point of no return.
Yeah.
Boosh. The bitches' names are Dimple and Tijuana.
Tijuana, Washington? Wow.
I guess we could roll into one clip that I wanted to play a couple weeks ago, but I couldn't find it. And this will just be a one-off clip. It's not an actual like topic, but I found this one funny because it started making the rounds again, but we've known about it for a long time. This is our favorite congresswoman from Texas. Let's see if it'll let me actually add the screen share, because it doesn't seem to want to.
Is it fucking what's her name?
Oh yeah, it's what's her name. Who will probably not make a not have a seat sometime soon.
Yeah.
After the redistricting.
Sir, not going to work here anymore.
Yeah. Let's see if you can
Jasmine Crockett.
spot the difference here.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Baby, because these people, they are crazy, because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you, and the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in.
I guess you got a software upgrade?
I guess. This kind of speaks to a bigger point. I mean, if you look at a lot of the politicians that are being elected right now, the left seems so completely full of theater kids that are upset because they're not getting their own way. There is so much of the theater kid thing. And I know there's some theater kids in the chat, and I don't have a problem with all theater kids, but it is literally all just acting. None of it is real. You look at half of the politicians, what they're saying, how they're acting, the face that they're putting on, and it's just theater kid after theater kid after theater. Look at Tim Walz. Look at how he's been. Well, we all saw him during the campaign. Look at him over the past few weeks, because suddenly he's the voice of the left since apparently Kamala decided to abdicate that.
Mm-hmm.
He's been out there all over the place acting like he's going to beat the crap out of everybody. And it's like, no, we know what you are. You're an absolute pretender. You know, he tries to be America's coach and all that crap, and then doesn't know any, actual football terms during the campaign after supposedly, coaching. It's theater kids over and over and over.
Was he actually a theater kid?
I don't know. He just has the mannerisms and actions of one. I mean, it's all a facade. So, I mean, after I say it, take a look at the people on the left, and look at Spartacus, Cory Booker. He just got engaged, and he put out pictures from his engagement that literally just look like a maybe a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie, that kind of thing. Like it's all so tailored. It's all just an act, just to try to have that appearance for everybody. I mean, there's not even really a reason to put out your engagement photos as a politician. But I mean, he has to be accepted as a normal human.
Attention seeking or something like that. But
yeah, for this super chat,
Mod Eric K, number one. Or $1. Somalia area of Minneapolis just had third deadly shooting in the last 13 hours. Ilhan Omar's district.
This is Bailey Hurley in downtown Minneapolis. It's been a violent 13 hours in the city. 3 people are dead, 8 people are hurt in 3 separate.
By the way, still no murders in DC. 0 since a certain thing happened. I mean, what could have stopped it? But whatever.
But right now we're at the latest crime scene off 8th and Hennepin, again in downtown Minneapolis. This is where police say that one man was shot and killed, another was injured after they say a gunman walked up to them standing on the sidewalk and shot them at close range. So far, no arrests have been made in any of these cases.
They knew which kind of person it was who did the crime, because when he walked up at close range, he said, "Look at me, look at me. I'm the captain now."
I'm the captain now. Can you go back to the beginning of that clip, though, and full size it again?
Yep.
This is Bailey Hurley in downtown
we don't
Minneapolis.
Have to play it.
It's been a violent.
I just wanted to look for a second.
Dick.
Eyes up here, buddy.
No, they're not up there.
All right. Looks like I think there's another super chat that came in after that.
Yep. Mr. Eric K, king of the mods. Ghetto talk from a rich, privately educated best academy in the state bitch. She grew up in a privileged area. Yes, she did. She even knew how to pronounce ask until she got into Congress.
It's kind of funny how that works sometimes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, it's a lot like an actor named John Barenthal who changes his accent completely.
Chad does have a severe hatred of Barenthal.
Number one, we grew up in the same area. He's about my older brother's age. And number two, he went to Sidwell Friends, and I don't like nobody who went to Sidwell Friends should be trusted.
And Chad has shown us some clips in the background of some Barenthal actions.
Where he
that's pretty funny.
Where you can see him coding his language, and his accent suddenly disappears. I'm just a country Shane man, and then it goes, hello, yes, I went to Sidwell Friends in Maryland.
Oh, you mean
I'm from Maryland?
You mean like a theater kid?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, he is an actor after all.
Like Hillary Clinton. Well, yeah, he's an actual actor.
Went to Sidwell Friends.
Hillary Clinton. We done come too far. And I've got hot sauce in my purse.
Tired.
Yeah. I ain't in no ways tired.
That's my favorite, was the whole hot sauce in my purse.
No, I did know that. I knew several people from Sidwell Friends, and they were the most dickish people you'll ever meet. And no, I would not have attended any birthday parties of anyone in Sidwell Friends. No. That's just a no.
I'm pretty sure that we've hit or real close to the goal that Chad set.
The $100 goal that was set at the beginning of the show.
You guys need to come up with a topic that you guys want us to discuss.
I do have something. I do want to say that in terms of American foreign policy, we know what it really is right now, and something that's important. This is what's going on. And people, I think, as a summation, when the South Park guys did something good, you know what this is, right, Brahma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the most accurate summation of American foreign policy right now, and I think this will help our chat be nice and educated on it.
We're dicks. We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks. And the Film Actors Guild are pussies.
They are.
They are.
And Kim Jong-il is an asshole. Pussies don't like dicks because pussies get fucked by dicks. But dicks also fuck assholes.
It's the best speech in this movie.
You were worried about the period joke earlier, and then you're going to play a whole clip from Team America.
Because in the context of the, especially with blowing up the drug dealers, this is.
Oh, I get the context. I'm just thinking about how long this clip is on a.
Here, we'll move it down to help keep.
I don't care.
Yeah.
We're not fully monetized. It's not a big deal.
Assholes who just want to shit on everything. Pussies.
When I hear that, I'm thinking of like Britain right now and all the people invading. That's like, this is, you need it.
May think they can deal with assholes their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls.
Because
with some balls.
You're not.
It was one of the best speeches in cinema history.
Yeah,
it was.
Like when you see
because
what's
it's
going
so
on,
true.
When you see with the stuff that's going on with like the Labor Party just letting their country get invaded and be like, if we're just nice to them and help them assimilate and all this, and all these people are like, we're gonna fucking take over your country.
Well, I think their perspective is, well, maybe if we're nice to them, they won't rape our children.
Oh no, they'll rape your children first.
I know. I'm talking about the people that are being nice, like the politicians or whatnot.
And what got me is Conor McGregor officially launched his campaign for president of Ireland last week.
Oh yeah.
And I believe this speech right here is basically his platform. Ireland is getting
about right.
Ireland is getting shit on by all these assholes, and the pussies can't handle it. So I've got to stop.
The problem with dicks is that sometimes they fuck too much, or fuck when it isn't appropriate.
Yes, Gary. Yes.
And it takes a pussy to show them that. But sometimes pussies get so full of shit that they become assholes themselves. Because
How much did they nail it having Alec Baldwin in there with that?
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
fucking brilliant, man.
These pussies are only an inch and a half away from assholes. I don't know much in this crazy.
All right, it's just hilarious, like, because that is, we reached the point where we needed Trump and an administration like this, where they're just, we don't like the JD Vance. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
We're gonna blow up the the drug dealers. We're gonna do all this stuff because we. Why isn't it?
And at some point, they're going to say that, Trump as a dick is going too far. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, he needs to go too far on a few things because we've let the left go way too far on a lot of things, and it needs to be scaled back. And as we've talked about before, you got to fight some fire with fire. He needs to start hitting their things that they hold as sacred cows.
Holy shit, not to go sports ball.
What, the score in the game?
Matt Prater just hit a field goal to go 41-40 over Baltimore. They drug Matt Prater out of like a high school just this weekend to be their kicker in Buffalo.
Deeple actually had a thing on that. I can't find it. It's moved too far back, but he said that would have been a super chat, except I bet the under on the game. It's not going so well.
So the final score was 41-40. Jeez. On Prater's 32-yard field goal. He hit a 50-yard plus one earlier in the game. This guy, like, I'm just going to share what he looks like now because he's in his 40s. Look, that is peak athleticism right there.
Yeah. But at one point, wasn't Prater... Did he play for the Broncos?
He did, and he had
Didn't
one of
he
the biggest
hit the
legs
first 63-yard field goal?
He has a 64-yard field goal. He's tied with the record. And then he got suspended for several games for performance-enhancing drugs and kind of putzed around after that.
I mean, I've got it on the TV back there because my dad's watching. His actual team picture doesn't look as old as the one you just pulled up of him on the bench.
That was live.
I know.
The
they dolled him up a little bit for the team picture.
He looks like the one, if you remember the Replacements, when they had the one guy, he was smoking on the sideline. All right, I'm going to go kick that field.
That's how I play beach volleyball. I mean,
All right.
Mad would be upset, but I've always got a cigarette in my mouth when I'm playing sand volleyball.
Oh, it looks like we got a couple more super chats.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Eric K for $2. Comics and Culture, Team America, World Police Watch.
I thought we already did one. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we already did Team America.
Okay. Mark Daly for $5. How can Ilhan Omar go from 0 to 30 million net worth on a congresswoman's salary? That's a lot of wedding presents, even with 2 weddings. It's something that almost all of them seem to manage to do.
Oh, is it fucking Big Booty Latina? She's worth a lot of money. She was like, super fucking broke when she ran for office, and now she's got a lot of money.
And she was still complaining after becoming a multimillionaire about her student loans not being forgiven because Joe Biden wasn't allowed to do it. She was making millions driving a Tesla and parking in zones where she wasn't allowed to and not getting tickets while making ridiculous amounts of money somehow while only making $174,000. Isn't that what they get paid a year?
Yeah, the Congress,
and was still complaining about her loans, student loans.
But yeah, so what you do, well, AOC learned the valuable lesson. The way you get your money the fastest is you get a spouse and you allow them to start getting on the NGO gravy train, because you can start getting them. They get on boards, they get unlimited money, or they open a consulting firm where you can start hiring them with your fundraising money to do work for your campaign.
And specifically what Ilhan Omar did was she had a staffer that she ended up having an affair with, that after the election she ended up marrying, but she had also been funneling all kinds of money from her campaign to the person that became her husband that she was having an affair with. So he made millions off of the campaign, and then they have managed to corrupt that up to almost 30 million in a very short amount of time.
That's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also insider trading.
Yeah.
We know that. Boosh really wants that clip played. Boosh, for $2, play the clip I sent Brahma. It looks like it's a police scam, so let me bring it up if it'll let me play it off of Twitter, because I usually have to download all of them to get them to actually play, or I can actually, Chad, let me send the link over to you in private chat, and we'll try it that way, because Twitter never works when I try to do it live. That's why I download all the videos.
Let's do it live. Yeah, let's go ahead.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Do it live.
It's going in the private chat.
Okay.
Looks like it's a couple woman cups.
All right, I'm clicking the link.
That's right.
I'm trusting you,
give that
Boosh.
link hell.
There better not be anything in there that is going to get me in trouble.
Oh, that's why you got to preview it first.
I didn't preview the audio because we were having a discussion.
All right, there's nothing on the video.
Oh, I think I've seen
it
this
isn't
one
bad.
before.
You don't have to vet me. I know, Boosh. You know the rules.
I've seen this before. This is actually old.
Oh, and I was trying to spell. There we go.
I'm teasing you, Boosh.
Don't run away from me.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Oui.
I love the crowd just laughing at them. And she
And neither will pursue on foot. They both go to the car.
Fucking handcuffs on the ground.
Oh,
handcuffs, taser, sidearm.
Yeah, left the cuffs. Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Classic. All right. Spotlight.
So I forgot to start. Somebody had a suggestion for the after talk. I think it was, why does Brahma have horrible takes on Disney cartoons, or on Disney Disney cartoons? It was Deeple.
Are we back to this again?
Be careful, you're gonna spur another topic for Keri.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I think actually Michelle disliked my take more than Keri did.
Oh, did you actually bring that up on her channel or something?
So we did the talk last week, and then Keri is like, all right, Christian panel on Wednesday. We haven't done one in 2 or 3 months because of, Keri had a surgery. So she was recovering and doing fewer streams. And she goes in the DM group, she's like, and the topic's going to be, what should a Christian look for in a spouse? I was like, is this because of Gaston? And she was like, yes. So then I had to explain backstage before the show to Odin and Michelle what that whole portion of the DM meant, because I had to explain the whole point to him on the Gaston thing. Yes, Belle, we did talk about Philly's Karen way back at the beginning. This one's a weird one. I don't know if you guys caught this clip. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. But this one's kind of strange. I'm not sure what Mike Johnson's getting at here. Did you see, Chad, Mike Johnson's?
I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I did see this.
So let's bring it in, and Audio should be
And
on.
he's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows.
Skirt.
What?
He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant against Epstein, is what Mike Johnson is saying about Trump.
Yeah. Okay, there's two ways of kind of viewing it. Either he misspoke or he really was informing on not just Epstein, but all these powerful elites that were basically abusing children. So who fucking knows?
But everybody has said that Trump was one of the first people that started going after Epstein and bringing attention to all of it. The thing is, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody claim that Trump was an FBI informant, and it's coming from the Speaker of the House. And I haven't seen anybody talk about it. I mean, that should have been a bombshell thing, or the left should have been going absolutely nuts about it on Twitter, going, see, he was involved with Epstein, and, they were basically sanctioning it, crap like that.
No, I think this, I'm not sure what to make of it, because like I said, we all know if there was Trump diddling children, you know that the Democrats would have released it. And obviously, if it is true, it should definitely 100% come out. Where was he actually working with the FBI? It's a possibility. And the reason why he doesn't want it to come out is it could be a possibility is that it could damage his ability to do deals with other, basically elites, because that's, what the man does.
But the weird thing is the wording. I get what you're saying, that it could have been a misspeak, but I mean, let's
be honest. Politicians
there's one thing with talking with
the
FBI and working with the FBI, and then there's another to actually be called an FBI informant. I mean, that's like being a CI. I mean, a criminal informant for the cops.
Right. I honestly,
that's an actual position.
No, it is. But we all know politicians say stupid shit all the time. They misspeak all the time. I don't know. I mean, it very well could be a possibility that Trump was an informant, doesn't want it to come out because it would damage his ability to have dealings with other wealthy people, especially ones that were, I don't know if you necessarily want to do business with people that were at Epstein's island, but it could damage his ability to do business with other people. Mike Johnson just basically flubbed. So who fucking knows?
Yeah, it's just weird that, I saw this one clip is the only time I saw it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen no community notes on it or around it. So nobody's actually going out and saying, yeah, this was an AI video.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Yep.
But
and Bush, I
nobody
agree.
is
It
talking
should be
about it
investigated
on either side.
It should be investigated. I agree with Bush on that.
Yeah, let's hear the rest of it just to finish off the
And
clip.
have great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
So, I mean, I don't know. I saw that and I was just like, that's a bit
Doesn't
crazy.
look or sound like it's AI. So I don't think it's AI.
And if it was AI, it would have been picked apart pretty much immediately because
Right.
almost everything AI is. So that was weird. Bush is saying he misspoke. Did he come out afterwards and say that he misspoke? Or is that just your guess? Because I haven't seen anything to the contrary of that either.
I mean, pretty much at this point, I have no idea.
All right. Well, let's get to the last regular topic, I think. So in Seattle and in New Jersey, in New Jersey, it is a woman running for, or the Democrat nominee running for the governor of New Jersey. And in Seattle, it's the whole school board is now saying that parents will not be allowed to opt out of, trans lessons and LGBTQIA libiquita lessons.
Libtiqua.
And that is all things that, parents will not have the option to opt out of. So, Chad, I know you know about the Supreme Court ruling, so why don't you explain how that's not going to work out for the left?
So it's one thing to try to push precedent that's old, specifically where, for instance, like Plessy versus Ferguson, when Brown versus the Board of Education 60, 70 years later was being brought up to reconsider, separate but equal. The Supreme Court literally fucking made a decision about this issue about 3 months ago. Specifically on the issue of making sure that parents have the right to opt out of questionable materials. It was a case out of Maryland. I'm going to get the actual
enhancing.
Yeah. So it was.
I can hear the typing going
because I
on.
want to get the because
Enhance.
So it was June 27th. So this decision is not even 3 months old, and specifically that the Supreme Court rules parents must be given the option to opt out their elementary school age children of any of these questionable lessons and it falling under the First Amendment with free exercise of religious, that the government can't interfere with the free exercise of religion, and that these parents have religious reasons not to want their children at elementary school aged. It was a Samuel Alito written majority opinion, acknowledging that the courts are not the school boards or legislatures are ill-equipped to determine the necessity of discrete aspects of state's program, but what the parents seek here is not the right to micromanage the public school curriculum, but rather to have their children opt out of a particular educational requirement that burdens their well-established right to direct the religious upbringing of their children and the free exercise of the First Amendment. If we actually had rational district level courts, as soon as this policy is made official, which I guess it has been now, the parents groups would be able to immediately file for an injunction on the basis of this precedent, and they should be immediately enjoined the school system from being able to put a policy in that doesn't allow for opt-outs.
So in Seattle, I'm pretty sure they've already tried to implement it. In New Jersey, it is a person running for governor saying this is what she's running on, is she's going to expand the teaching about the alphabet mafia, and that she will try to make it to where you cannot opt out. That's basically her whole policy that she's running for governor on.
Okay, so this is all right. So Bush is saying these would be proposed bills, proposed laws, not actually
right.
All right. Well, these things won't hold up.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's yeah.
It's like it'd be like I'm Pedro, and if you vote for me, your wildest dreams will come true, and then when I win and your wildest dreams don't come true, you're gonna well, that wasn't something that I could really do.
Yes. Yeah, I also can't lower the price at the Candy Shack in middle school because there's a set cost because of what things cost. That's what I ran on for student council back in 8th grade.
No, did you? You ran for student council?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was performative as being a theater kid, so I didn't bother. This is silly. Nobody does anything.
So yeah, that's kind of a weird one. They think that they can now force parents to opt or not be able to opt out of indoctrination.
Yeah. So Bush, this is the Supreme Court decision. And Alito is generally pretty good about writing does not leave room for interpretation. Parents must be informed and they must be given the right to opt out. it's not negotiable under this Supreme Court precedent. And this isn't an old precedent that's in need of maybe revisiting. It's 3 months. It's now, again, less than 3 months old. It's very timely. It's specific to this topic about the alphabet stuff. So I don't see any school system being able to withstand scrutiny. I think that the ruling is so clear that even if it went to like the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, if a district court level out west, allowed it to stay in place, the appeals level would be pretty hard pressed. And it's a lot like what you see in the Trump administration's cases. Once it gets to that appeals ready level, it gets thrown out. No, Florida passed a different version of the law, Boosh. Florida specifically was passing laws about not allowing those things to be in public school, which is different. There's no one who's going to, on a religious ground, be able to go in and say that elementary school children should be given sex education. At least there's no religion I know of that would require it.
Of course, they're just sidestepping it anyway by, just hiring every person with pink, blue, and crazy colored hair and putting them in the position as a teacher so that, apparently teachers need to talk about their sex lives to every kid now.
Yeah, fun.
So, they're bringing it up either way. Sean, with a huge 10 memberships. Thank you very much, bud. Those went to TZ Burton, Dr. Anonymous colleague. I don't know who that is. Your average patriot nerd. Outlaw Bill, Imperatus, 70s, Lisa, War and Peace, and Trollmonger, and Lex Ludindy. Thank you very much, Sean. That's very generous. And good to see you. I've got a whole bunch of gifts from Sean all over my desk.
I do as well.
So I would be like in Waterboy. That brings me my next point. Just homeschool.
Which
just
brings me to my next point.
If you have any feasible way to do it, homeschool. And here's the thing. It's not as hard as you think. You don't need as much time as you think. Homeschooling,
2 to 3 hours a day?
Homeschooling takes 2 to 3 hours per day to cover more than what they're getting in public school system. If you have a spouse or yourself and you don't have to school them at 10 a.m., if you can manage to do this after work, homeschool. Like if you can, like if a grandparent, if you and your spouse or partner or whatever situation you're in, baby mama you knocked up, whatever, are both working and you can't do it during normal business hours, homeschool in the evening.
Wake up at 3 a.m. Make them go to school from 3 to 6.
No, don't don't let them near.
Okay, with what they're doing, are they teaching this in sex education, or are they just teaching this in general? What the fuck are they actually doing here?
They are trying to make, well, here, I'll bring up a clip of the New Jersey governor candidate who Andy Masterson in chat had said she's not running well, so not likely to win, it seems like, but we'll just get it from her mouth on what her...
And also, what grade levels are they teaching this at?
I don't know, but I had lunch with an old friend of our family's. She's worked in our school district for a long time, specifically the one that my daughter's in, and she's retiring this year because in the elementary schools they now have so many kids transitioning and being forced to try to use the language that she's retiring because she doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit rampant out there.
Parents have the right to opt their kids out of LGBTQ-related content in the same way that right now they can be removed from sex ed and health curriculum classes.
Look, I believe that parents have the right to oversee their children's education. I would push an LGBTQ education into our schools. Parents have a right to opt out of a lot of things, but this is not an area where they should be opting out, because this is an area of understanding the background of people throughout our nation. And right now we see, for example, at the Naval Academy, an erasure of history.
So her language was very selective.
Mhm.
She didn't actually say that she would support removing their ability to opt out. She said they should not opt out.
Right.
She's trying to socially shame them
Yeah.
out of opting out. Like, that's an interesting thing where
But that is absolutely her platform.
Yes.
Yes. We should have more of this.
Now, yeah, so here's what's legal. If she says her platform is have it all over, started in gender queer whatever in elementary school, but parents can opt out of it, it would be legal. The Supreme Court decision requires notification and ability to opt out. It doesn't mandate that school boards and local school districts can't add those components into their system for education. Because,
well, first off, they should not be teaching genderqueer. The book.
Seattle's taking it a step further. What they're proposing is you cannot opt out of it. She in the clip is saying should not. Seattle is saying we are not going to allow them to. Which is where they get into the legal loop, or the legal problem there.
If Seattle specifically adopts a system where that is the mandate, they will immediately get shut down by any district or appellate court that reads the very clear decision in I want to get the case right. It's Mahmoud versus Taylor. Isn't that a fun name? Because this is an interesting thing where it was specifically coming from Muslim families wanting
likely
to opt
a
out in
specific
Maryland.
religious group.
Yeah,
Right.
It was Islam, right? So, so it's not real. It's not unclear. It's very clear. They're going to have to. They have. What are we disagreeing about, Bush? They have to notify and they have to be able to opt out. That's what the Supreme Court decision said. I'm just confused why you keep telling me I'm not right about something. I feel like we're saying the same things. I mean, is that Brahma? Is that not what I've been describing as the Supreme Court decision?
It's my understanding, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very confused.
I'm not sure what the exception is there.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why why we're disagreeing about anything. What I'm saying is any school system that
Mark,
does
the point
not
is
allow
it's already
that-
gone
yeah.
to the Supreme Court. I mean, this
Yeah,
won't be.
this-
I mean,
this
the
is-
lower
yeah.
courts can try it, but it's not going to go back to the Supreme Court. They're just going to say, we've already ruled on this.
Yeah, Supreme Court requires, the ACLU in the decision, their press release headline is Supreme Court requires religious opt-outs from secular lessons in public schools. I just want to be specific.
Okay, I think you guys are saying the same thing.
That's
for
what
the most part.
Yeah. It has
No big deal.
Yeah, it's specific to any case, any curriculum that is objected to by someone on a religious basis. They would have to provide notification and the ability to opt out.
Yep. So I think that's the last main topic. We'll do the memes. What about if we, in comics, you don't have to stick around, but what about if we do a quick, 15 to 30 minute ask us anything from the chat? Within reason.
Define within reason.
We're not going to get the channel taken off tonight.
Yeah. Fair enough.
In the meantime, while you guys come up with some thoughts, and Chad, if you want to start starring them, if anything comes in there, we will show the memes because we've got a few.
Sounds good.
All right. We've got the knife and the hatchet.
That's great.
Yeah, I like it.
For the Saint, was it St. George's?
Yep.
Or what do they call the English? Is that the
St.
English
George's
one?
Cross.
St. George's Cross.
Whoever said you can't make this stuff up obviously never worked for CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC, NPR, The Washington Post.
Left out the New York Times.
The Democrat Party 2025 in one photo.
Is she flipping, giving the bird?
Yes.
Okay.
She gave the bird to the whole section, I believe. Her precious.
Yeah. I wonder how many people were screaming cunt at her.
Well, hopefully not too many, because there were little kids around. That's who she stole the ball from.
Yeah.
Hasn't felt this powerful since reporting her neighbor's recycling bin being out at the street a day early. Oh, yeah. No job was saved from the pandemic. Unemployment benefits, occupation, burglar. Reason for employment, everyone is at home. I did see that one a few days ago.
That's funny.
English is hard. There's one silent K in night. There are 4 silent Ks in knick-knack. There are 3 silent Ks in Democrat. I can't believe you shot an eagle on the 9th, sir. Trump just shot 9 bald eagles.
Accurate.
Facts. Let's see here. The fastest things on Earth. Cheetah, airplane, speed of light. Politicians using a tragedy to go after your rights.
Yep.
True. Bread, garlic bread.
Gluten-free.
And unfortunately, gluten-free. I like garlic bread.
I
I also
like
like bread.
Yeah.
I don't like gluten-free.
Garlic bread is the best.
Super straight. Garlic bread is fantastic.
Brahma's like one thing from like doing Waterboy. I like Vicky Valancourt.
And she showed me her boobies, and I like them too. When you're taking off her bra and a spare 9mm mag falls out. I went to McDonald's and asked if they had a vegan McDouble, and the worker said yes, and this is what the piece of trash gave me. It's just funny on multiple levels, because I'm pretty sure the McDouble is just made of soybeans.
Well, isn't that like all of McDonald's meat at this point?
Last I knew, back in the early 2000s, the Quarter Pounder was the only sandwich that was actually made with beef. Everything else was soy.
Really?
Including the Big Mac.
They're all beef.
I don't know about that.
McDonald's has.
I really
own,
like the
deals
McDoubles.
with farms to get enough cows. They have they're beef.
I don't
Now
think it was getting enough. I think it was cost is a lot cheaper for soy burgers than it was.
They use a lot of preservatives and other things, but there's beef. It's not like it's no beef in this product.
Choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
It's very apparent this man is enjoying his job.
Yep. Alcohol, because life can be a motherfucker.
Indeed.
I don't give a shit what you call it. Yeah, the newest meme for the right, JD Vance getting into a fight with a Krasenstein brother. Friendly reminder, she's starting to defrost.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of, two massive retards, the Krasensteins.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Mariah and her Keris.
No. Talk about the Krasensteins, the retards.
Those are also massive.
No, they are massive. Yeah.
And I think there was. Well, I'll take it off the screen so I can scroll through. But I think there was a couple other ones. Actually, one that I have to turn on the camera to show you how close it is to the truth. Yeah, Black Spearings put this one in there. I believe this is not the bullpen I was looking for. Nice fountain pen with the bull's head.
Yes, that's great.
And let's see if I haven't repositioned the camera or anything, so. And it's just showing black for me. Is it showing picture for you guys or not?
No, I see the picture.
Okay. I actually have fountain pens that look pretty close to that. No bowl, but I have elaborate fountain pens. Like 70 or 80 of them. It's the only pens I use to write. Because I'm a lefty, and regular ballpoint pens smear.
So you use fountain pens?
Yes, because you can get fast drying ink that as you're doing the the lefty curl around thing, and the whole left side of your hand gets completely covered in ink. Fountain pen ink will dry fast enough that you don't have to worry about it.
Writing like you're a satanic.
Yeah, you gotta beat me to it.
Learn how to write with your right hand and be godly.
Yeah.
No,
apparently there was not enough nuns beating you to make you right-handed.
No, but they tried to get me to use those stupid rubber things to hold your pencil correctly back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And Brahma even to
and they
this
don't
day
make
said,
left-handed ones,
No.
so they kept trying to force me to write right-handed,
let me
and
make
it
the
did not
joke.
work.
Brahma stood up and looked right at that nun and says, "I will never use a rubber. Not today, not tomorrow, never.
Never.
Damn the consequences."
That sounds more Catholic than me. Actually, I technically never did have to because, yeah, I was married. Mad's also a lefty.
Oh, that makes sense.
All of us correct-thinking people that are streamers are left-handed.
You're going to use Matt as an example of that?
Yeah.
That's going to help you?
It's not going to age well.
Matt will appreciate it.
I'm sure he will.
All right. So that is basically the mainstream. What kind of questions did we get?
We didn't really...
Or did we get any?
Chat was just kind of going with the flow. They didn't really ask questions.
Well, Eric K sent one in for $2. Why are you gay? Also, F the Bengals.
Well,
F the Bengals.
I think
like
we've
all of
established.
them.
I think we've established at this point I'm super straight.
I mean, except for at bro overs with Mad.
No, I let Garrett and Mad do what they were gonna do. I fell asleep in the theater room. Remember?
So you missed their makeout section. Session is what I'm hearing.
And the next morning, when everyone was leaving, and Mad lovingly looked at Quarter Black and said, "I can't quit you."
Yeah, at some point in the night, Comix, I fell asleep at like 3 or 4. I think they went to bed up in the upstairs area, and I just fell asleep in the chair, probably because of the amount of bourbon that we had had that night. At some point, I did get up, walked across the room out of the chair that I was in. There's 8 like theater chairs. Grabbed my smoking jacket, put it on, and went back to sleep in a different chair.
All right. This is a question. If a hobo can make a cigar from 5 butts and you give him 25 butts, how many cigars can he make? Well, the right answer is Dr. Daskalakis says we're not allowed to judge him for what he does with butts.
His butts. Yeah.
So.
True. Oh, Eric said they screwed up his 3-team and 16 parlay, cost him over 3,000 in winnings. The Bengals.
Oh, shit. The Bengals did?
Yeah. That sucks.
Oh, that Bengals. Why did I immediately think the band, the Bengals?
Are you walking like an Egyptian?
The band that made almost all of us hit puberty early?
Yes.
No.
That's when he said, fuck the Bengals. So I said all of them.
That was clearly just one of the guys, the movie that aired on HBO in the afternoons.
Absolutely not. It was Susanna Hoff doing her eye thing in the Walk Like an Egyptian video.
It was just one of the guys featuring some of the most perfect boobs you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah.
Natural, high, perfect.
Those were some nice boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, but Susanna Hoff didn't even really have boobs. She was just hot, and that one eye roll. I'm pretty sure it converted almost every boy directly into puberty if they were at the right age when that video came out.
Yeah.
Like immediately testosterone shot through the roof and all of our balls dropped simultaneously.
No,
Didn't even have to see the boobs, just her eyes. Yeah, she
Yeah,
does still
they're-
look good, and she's like 60 now. I'll see if I can find the quick clip of it.
I think you're having a different conversation, Bill.
Henry Cavill.
Let's see, walk like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she does look still. She still looks pretty good.
Yeah, she still looks great. Come on, chat. Ask
Debbie
us
Peterson,
anything.
not so much, but yeah, Susanna Hoff.
Like, she's the second greatest singer with Hoff in their name.
Hoffman? No, Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew where you were going. I just
I knew where he's going to. Yeah.
I mean, that scene in Eurotrip where they intercut him singing makes me laugh every time.
That's the moment right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you're comparing that to actually seeing the boobs from just one of the
Because
guys.
I didn't.
Oh, that's right. You didn't have cable.
Had cable, didn't have HBO. Had MTV. And Walk Like an Egyptian is a great song with a great video.
That's
with
still not
that.
look. I can tell you exactly what the greatest.
I tell you, if you go search online right now, how many men started puberty because of Susanna Hoff and the Walk Like an Egyptian video, there will be thousands of responses, maybe even millions, saying, yep, that was the moment.
She also has a really great voice too.
Yeah. She was the best of the Bengals.
Oh yeah, hands down.
She was also sleeping with Prince.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
That was part of the reason that he gave them the song. Which one was it? Manic Monday, or it wasn't Eternal Flame. I think it was Manic Monday was the song that he wrote for them to play. And if you listen to it, it does sound like a Prince song.
All right, here's a question. Why does Comix read super chats during his streams when he can't see and gets every third word wrong?
I don't know, because I'm retarded.
The real question is, why doesn't he ask anybody else on the panel to read them for him every now and then?
This is a
you know, honestly, I want people to suffer through my dyslexia. I suffered through it throughout my entire life. I am just sharing the pain with the rest of you.
I think on average, I read one word of all of your super chats.
Yeah, because I'll fucking vapor lock on a word. I'm like, why is this not making any sense?
Yeah.
So, Release the McCracken is saying mine was Tanya Tucker on Simon and Simon. Yeah, I mean, I would have argued
Not familiar at all.
that the chick from either Heather Locklear from TJ Hooker or the girl from Fall Guy would have been more.
I mean, you were watching TJ Hooker at that age?
I lived in Japan, and the Armed Forces Network did not have a wide selection of current television.
Okay.
Do you ever? I guess you've never had to deal.
I
with
like
armed,
this one about
with
Susanna
the
Hoff.
Armed
Copy
Forces
Kitty.
Network. Even I would.
Even I would.
All right. Now,
and Boosh is 100% right. Susanna Hoff now over Sydney Sweeney now.
Now, here's the thing. I want you to see the difference that a generation makes, because you're saying that all the the boys became male adults after
It
seeing that
kickstarted
video.
it.
Now,
We were all way too young for it to have started, but it kickstarted it.
Now, this is what kids got. I'm muting it so that we don't get copy strike for the music. But this is what kids in the mid 2000s got, as opposed to what we were dealing with. This was an MTV video.
This was just a music video.
Like, I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in terms of apparently, was it the Overton window moving?
Right.
Just a tad.
Yeah.
The Beast for $2. For me, it was Cindy Crawford's Pepsi ad. Damn.
I mean, are we leaving out? I mean, look at this. This is a video that they're getting.
I mean, come on, let's get physical.
Good, but the thong probably did more.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the video, keeps going, and they continue to work out. And that dude, by the way, is like 100% straight, and good for him.
I mean,
why don't girls
pretty sure
wear
we
this?
just saw the main chick's asshole.
Yeah. Why don't girls wear this to work out anymore?
Because they're all wearing leggings even when they're not working out.
I mean, there you go. This was a mainstream video on MTV without any, like, in the afternoon, no compunction, no issues.
This was the early 2000s.
Yeah. It was around, I want to say 2004, 2005.
Well, okay. I mean, a lot. We had a lot of controversies with music, obviously, back in the 80s and 90s. Some of them were around videos. Some of them were just around lyrics for obvious reasons. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that now. Well, I think we've gone too far in one direction with the sluttiness when it comes to music. And we need to bring it back towards the center. We don't need to go too far the opposite direction, but we need to right the ship a little bit. I mean,
but you know what? Too far to the opposite direction really actually got us a sticker on CDs that said, "Hey, parents, you might want to know that there's a whole bunch of stuff on this CD that may be inappropriate for minors." That was, I mean, that's ultimately what came out of that.
That is true, but they
obsession with Leah Thompson back in the day.
And this wasn't strictly
Future too.
On the right, and because the PMRC was started by Gore's wife, Tipper Gore. Yeah, and the PMRC, if they had their way, would have donned a lot more censorship. I am completely fine with rating systems for albums. I don't have an issue with that.
But that's ultimately all that came out of the Satanic Panic. I mean, yes, they may have wanted more censorship, but ultimately it became a label that most kids were like, okay, if it's got that label, it's probably actually a pretty good album. So most parents
okay, like legally you are correct. But the thing is, having been, I'm not going to say caught dab in the middle of the Satanic Panic, because as a kid, I did have to go to seminars regarding this stuff because, my mom, who's not overly religious, by the way, because I was into D&D and all this other stuff. And I guess I don't remember who basically kind of convinced me to send me this, Satanic Panic seminar. But it was just like, okay, you guys are full of shit. That's kind of what I got out of it. But there are legit people who's had their lives made, I'm not gonna say ruined as a result of it, but had their lives basically complicated as a result of it.
Oh no, there are 100% people whose lives were ruined. Did you ever hear about the McMartins in California?
Oh,
they ran a daycare,
and
they were falsely accused of running satanic rituals.
Yes.
And it was Gil Garcetti's, DA's office.
Turned out they were just having Diddy parties.
No, it turned out they were doing nothing.
Yeah,
no, I'm just making a joke.
And they
I'm talking about more from like as a kid who was in it. Obviously, yes, there were people who like them that did have their lives severely impacted by it.
There was the ones was it Tennessee where they got accused of killing the other kid, and it turned out it was his stepfather, and they just never did any of the DNA testing or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, there's.
I think. Go ahead.
There are cases. What I'm saying is ultimately legally, which you're mostly agreeing with me, is we got an explicit sticker lyric or explicit lyric sticker on CDs and cassettes. Whereas when the left goes completely nuts and swings the pendulum all the way over, it's your kids at 13 on your health insurance don't have to tell you what procedures they're getting.
Yeah.
And the schools are telling you that they can transition without your knowledge. There's a pretty big difference between where the pendulum is on the right,
for the most
part, and where the left is.
I will agree with you, and I think the reason why the right is never been able to take things too far is because there's been people who severely push back.
Well, there are people on the right that push back. The left will sit there and be like, "Yeah, we're all in." The right will have people push back on the right.
Yeah.
If the Christian stuff goes too far, there are plenty of non-Christian, conservatives that will be like, no, we're not willing to take it that far. On the left, there does not seem to be the same control.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at, is the fact that if the right tries to go too far, there will be people who will push back, where the left people will just embrace it.
It will be the full left plus some of the right stuff.
Well, and to an extent, that's not entirely true, because during the 90s, when they tried to drag things further to the left with political correctness, you did have people on the left pushing back on that stuff too. The issue now is that the very people who push back against that stuff have embraced it.
Yeah.
That's the big difference now.
Because it just morphed and changed from political correctness to social justice to DEI. And I think it's hilarious that, you get people on the left, commentators and stuff, who are like, well, we just need to band together because the right always gets whatever they want. And the left is always so weak-willed that it's like,
really?
At what point did Nancy Pelosi ever not have? Yeah. What point did Nancy Pelosi ever not have everybody on board with what she proposed, no matter what it was?
Come on. Well, and again, going back to the whole sophistry argument, right? Because that's exactly what it is. It's a lie. The left is full of lies, and so to a certain extent the right as well. But I would say if I had to pick the biggest liar, I would not pick the right. I would pick the left.
Sure. I mean, politicians by nature pretty much
are liars. Yeah.
Even the ones I like.
Yeah.
You're gonna find them in a lie at some point.
Yep.
Trump was an FBI informant.
Yeah. Trump was an FBI informant on one of the worst people in history, according to everybody on the left and the right. But somehow Trump is going to be the one that they're trying to push as the bad guy by informing on the guy. Well, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to them finding that clip and that, becoming a talking point in the next few weeks, because I'm certain it will at some point. The left's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you did a lot of super chats. Give us some questions.
Yeah. You know what? They're distracted, so I am going to.
I mean, yeah, I can see the reflection in the mirror. It wasn't the front that was.
Nice cheeks.
I like asses like that. I do not like whatever we've gone to since.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like the
fat asses. I do not find the fat asses attractive at all.
I mean,
I think we've well established that I'm more of a boob guy anyway.
Yeah.
But the fat ass thing, nothing about that is appealing to me.
You've got to be built thick like Nagi on Ruri Rocks. That's the ultimate build.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea either.
You non men of culture, not knowing anime.
I know culture well.
Okay, I have to say it depends on the anime.
Thoughts on Sabrina Carpenter? She's another Disney kid who went whore? I guess that's my thoughts. Her music is crap, and she's simulating sex acts on stage at all times. So
she's reasonably attractive, if that's what you're getting at. Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about because of that one picture. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Jaffo, I'm more of an ass guy, but that doesn't mean fat ass.
I mean, it's thick. You got to be properly thick. That's the right way to look at it.
Jaffo, no, I don't think a woman can have a fat ass and a thigh gap. I mean, it's unless you have an implant of some kind. I'm pretty sure there's no physical way that can happen.
Sydney Watson did a great video recently talking about the whole thing with Disney adults, specifically the plus size ones, plus size park hoppers. And they're talking about the whole thing with like needing to grease their thighs to prevent chafing. It's like, if you're having to go out of your way to basically make sure your legs don't chafe when you walk, maybe you should think about losing some weight. Just maybe.
Just like maybe.
Yeah.
That's a fairly.
Sabrina was Miley was 2.0 long time ago. Yeah, Sabrina and Miley Cyrus basically have taken the same route. Also, here's one. Southern Belle, do men keep diaries?
No.
Nope.
They take journals.
We blog.
Don't even do that.
No,
my wife gets on to me constantly because like my phone calls will last like a minute and a half. You know, with my best friend from high school. It'll be, you know, we have something that we are actually calling the other person about, or they're calling me about. And we talk about that and we talk about nothing else. And she will have a call with a friend from high school that takes like 2.5 hours because they talk about everything. We don't journal. We don't diary. We just, you know, we just have our thoughts. We get them out when they need to be. And the rest of the time, we keep that shit to ourselves.
Brahma.
All right, by the way, so
what
here's
you
the girl.
doing?
There you go. This is Nagi from Rory Rocks. She's a mineralogist, so it's important to listen to what she says.
But you were talking about her fat ass, and it doesn't show her ass.
Because those ones aren't in high res. Apparently, the rest of the internet likes the front view better. So,
gee, I wonder why.
I mean, outside of the tits, the front does look like an ass.
Here, there you go. Let me do this. Remove.
Which anime is this?
Rory Rocks. It's
okay.
A nice one about a mineralogist, and she's helping people learn about where they can find minerals. It's very wholesome.
Mark Daly asked, or no, Deeple asked, chocolate or vanilla, and is cake better than ice cream? I really don't eat cake anymore. I used to. I just don't eat anything sugary anymore. But when I had cake, it was ice cream cake. So it was, you know, Dairy
Best
Queen's
of both worlds. Or worst of both worlds, depending on how you look at it.
Sure. You know, I was looking at just, I don't know where this popped into my head, but I was looking at, I've got those, the canned lemonades. I think it's Minute Maid.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the calories on those things. It's 150 calories for a freaking lemonade.
Yeah, it's because it's not really lemonade.
I know. But it's the same as a Coke.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of times where I've looked at stuff, I'm like, I might as well just have a fucking Coke at this point.
Yeah, you might as well. Because what they call lemonade in a can has the same calorie count as a freaking Coke or Dr. Pepper. It's insane.
Yep.
Everything's right around 150.
Yeah. Copycat is asking, will the UK fall?
I think so.
I think it has.
It's already fallen, and like I said, with the birth rate, I don't think that they've got enough people to come back.
There is a distinct possibility that enclaves will cleave off, but yeah, I mean, for all intensive purposes, the United Kingdom, as it was known, is gonna, I think, cease to exist.
Well, one thing too is that this is something they can't vote their way out of, which is the issue, and it's sad that's gotten to that point. And the other thing too is that how do you fight back at that point? You can't, because they've been disarmed. They can't literally have a revolution in their country because they've been disarmed, and that's the reason why they want to take guns away here in this country. It's the reason why they want to disarm the populace in general. As a result, is because they don't want people to be able to go and fight back against this kind of tyranny.
So
what they need is a Gaston leading all of their countrymen with torches
his name is
and
Tommy
pitchforks.
Robertson, and they already put him in jail when he tried to do it. So Lindsay says the Crystal Light lemonade packets are not bad, and they only contain about 5 calories. I'm old enough to remember when Crystal Light got in trouble for apparently having the shit that gave you cancer.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that, where whatever sweet artificial sweetener was like, don't ever you consume it? Was it Splenda, or I forget which one it was?
Yeah, but at the same time, literally in our lifetimes, everything has been named to give you cancer. For the longest time, the egg was the worst thing you could possibly eat. Now the egg is celebrated as one of the best things you can eat. Red meat was the greatest, and then it was don't eat red meat. Then it was carbs. I mean, it's everything.
Okay. Well, here's where it was. Red meat was never a problem. Fat was never a problem. Do you know who funded all the studies that said that saturated fat were the things that were killing you?
Bill Gates?
No, the sugar companies.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
All the studies were done in the 60s, and that's when they decided to roll out reduced fat. And you know how they make something taste good when they reduce the fat? They pump it full of more sugar. So,
and then, remember we did a stream on Mad's channel about essentially the beginning of cereals in the U.S. The cereals that we have been told all of our lives. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and eat these cereals. And then those two companies were started by some of the worst people in the world and lied about everything.
Yeah, Comix cereal was designed to be a food that suppressed your sexual desire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kellogg. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Oh, you got more
Kellogg
more
and
money
Graham, right?
Yeah.
More money.
Well, I specifically remember Kellogg being a bit of a lunatic. Of course, you can watch the movie The Road to Wellville, which is about Kellogg. Granted, it's a movie; it's not going to be 100% accurate.
You know who was the most depraved one, though? Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And DeBeast got it for you.
Aspartame.
Aspartame. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Crunch and what he had in those sex dungeons.
Sweet and Low was aspartame, so that's.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So
and
what
it
is?
used to be on every table at every restaurant.
Yep.
Superior Nav for $5. Screw the UK. They deserve this. Historically, they have been full of too much pride to listen to simple logic. They destroyed themselves. Yeah, it's.
Now,
the thing is, it's, I think, again, the progressive left having too much empathy for people.
I would be wrong if I didn't point out that looks like Canadian $5.
It is.
Which means that Superior Nav is probably, unfortunately, subject to another country speed running into the same situation.
Yes.
And because he said that, it's probably he's probably going to have a maid delivery tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully
Maid
Superior
service.
Nav, you and your current residence country can avoid it, or maybe you're in Alberta and you can join us. One of us.
Eric K for $2. Do you think Conor McGregor can save Ireland?
If he gets in, because he's a dick. And dicks fuck pussy. But they also fuck
We had a little bit of a talk about that.
I mean, realistically, it's going to take more than just one man to save these countries. It's going to take the citizens literally rising up.
Yeah.
And
at this point, they're too far gone.
Yeah.
So, Copy Kitty, I heard 70% of the internet can be shut down from here to other countries. Is this true? Yes.
Almost all countries have a way of shutting down whatever they don't want coming in.
All countries have a way of shutting down outbound internet.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's
Content
true.
filtering.
But the United States, through its
outbound
control,
or inbound?
inbound internet. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: most countries don't actually build the infrastructure to run the internet within their own country. There's going to be very few
Server farms and everything
servers and options. Now, China is an exception. They specifically built their own internet so that to keep tabs on
With
people.
Google's help, by the way.
With Google's help. Now, if people understand the history of the internet and the fact that it was a DARPA project that grew into civilian infrastructure, the United States controlled ICANN, which was basically the internet name registry.
Yes.
And
the people who you get your domain names through.
Obama kind of ceded control of that, but we still retain the keys to that kingdom. So we can shut down. We have a kill switch and can shut down the internet if we're so inclined. Now, would that mean the entire internet would be offline forever? No. Other countries like China could build their own server-based network infrastructure within their country. Would they have the money, time, and inclination to do it? Maybe not. It tends to be the autocratic regimes that want to put the money into that investment. So yeah, but yes, it is true that we have a kill switch that can probably do more than 70% of the internet. Not to mention the Navy knows where there's a couple specific trunk lines underwater, and we could kill a lot more than the 70% for a long, long time.
Well, remember, Chad, back in the 2000s, one of those trunk lines accidentally got cut, and it caused a massive outage for a bit.
Yeah, it's happened in my neighborhood for the last, 3 weeks.
No, but this is like when the actual underwater cables,
I know.
That basically fed Europe.
Yep. Superior Nav answered with another super chat, I believe, and then I've got one from DeBeast. Trust me, I'm trying to get to the States, trying to find work in general here to get some money. I was born in Alberta, by the way, and then because he knew one of us would be an ass about his spelling of here, he immediately corrected it in the chat. DeBeast asked, favorite bourbon or whiskey? I don't think Chad has one. Comix, you might.
I don't drink, so nope.
Oh, good Lord. I'm a big fan of Hibiki 12. Unfortunately, now Hibiki 12 bottle-wise is like over $1,000. But yeah, that was actually my introduction to whiskey a number of years ago while I was at work. Actually, it was not a number of years ago. I was not a huge whiskey drinker. I started back in 2017. And it was actually on special at this bar we were at, and it was really good. And unfortunately, it has gone out of rotation and is massively expensive. Tox actually gave me a bottle of Hibiki, and sadly, I've almost drank the entire thing. I still have a sliver of it left, but it is an amazing whiskey. Very good Japanese whiskey.
We had it at a meetup,
yes.
And because I had to drive the hour back to Fort Worth, I didn't get to try any of the Hibiki 12.
Yeah, it's a good whiskey.
Yeah.
So copied was point being, can it be used as a threat? There's a lot of things we can use as threats. I think Trump is doing is smarter with what he's using to threaten, which isn't internet access. It's access to the United States as a financial market, because that's what is more important to most of these people. So yeah, I think that would be much lower on the list of things we should use as a threat to cut off.
Also, my favorite bourbon, amongst things that are available,
under $50 is what he put it.
No, this is still going back to
was it still
the
going
Beast. My favorite amongst things that are available is Old Forester 1920. Under 50, I always have at least 5 or 6 bottles of Buffalo Trace on hand, and they're about $27, $28 each.
Missioner's is pretty good. It's usually costs you, I think, like $35 to $40.
Eagle Rare is also about a $35 bottle. It's 2 years older than Buffalo Trace. Any Smoke Wagon is good, in my opinion.
Yeah, Smoke Wagon is really good.
Redwood Empire any of those is great. Four Roses is also a fantastic distillery that you can get lots of stuff from them for under 50. But the favorite for under 50 for an everyday drinker would be Buffalo Trace, now that it's pretty much always available. They've really started ramping up the production.
Deeple, I need Xmas gift ideas. Well, I mean,
The
that's
Bug
kind of a
Assault.
broad. Yeah, is there a category like woman over 30, man over 30, child,
No.
teenage male, teenage female?
We don't need to know any of that. The Bug Assault salt gun for flies, moths, and other critters is the ultimate answer there.
Brahma will drink rubbing alcohol in a pinch. Yeah. He'd be a little unhappy because the proof is a little weak for him.
Yeah, it is.
What's your thoughts? All right, here we go. What are your thoughts on gold? I'm 23 and my girlfriend bought me 24 karat 1 ounce gold brick from Sam's Club. Well, gold is up. You're probably looking at peak gold over the next 3-4 months.
Not financial advisors.
Not financial advisors, but gold is setting records as a commodity. It looks like there's a lot of flight into it. Even again, not a financial advisor. So generally speaking, the most common lowest common denominator financial advice you'll ever hear is buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
If you're looking at something that it's at its peak value that it's ever been, it's hard to argue that it's necessarily the best time. Your question is, are we looking at something where this isn't the peak and it still has a lot further to go? Or is this something where it's peaking and there's going to be a crash where where the price is going to come down? This happened before in Trump's first term. Gold started really getting to a peak, and then when things calmed down and people realized that Trump wasn't destroying the economics of America, and in fact the economy got very strong, that gold price dropped precipitously. This was now at the time, like, gold was getting between $1,800 and $2,000 an ounce, and it dropped back down to like $1,000 to $1,200. Now we're looking at, I think currently gold is in the 3,000s per ounce.
Really? Shit.
So it's, again, the question is, do you have faith? And this is a personal decision because I'm not a financial advisor. I have no idea about your specific financial needs. But yeah, as Nate Hausman says, dollar cost averaging is the most common, easy to use way to understand how you make money long term in a market, which is you keep buying increments like every week or two. Like, say, like usually this is like 401k. You get a paycheck every couple weeks and your money gets invested every couple weeks. The market will have up days. The market will have down days, up days, down days. Over time, your money will be invested when things have gone up a little and things have gone down a little. So the term dollar cost average means that your average cost for investing in that item, instead of the peak where it was $20 or the bottom where it was $5, might run $10. And by the time you're ready to retire, that investment might be at around 17 or 18, which means you've made about 70-80% profit on your dollar cost average investment.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. Don't look at it as being a get rich quick idea. When it comes to gold and silver, what you're wanting to do is invest over the long term. Basically is what Chad said.
And me, I'm stupid. I buy meme coins, millions of them, and then I wait for a small bump.
But yeah, I mean, when I was employed, every paycheck, I probably bought like, on average, probably about $100 to $200 worth of silver, because silver obviously is cheaper than gold.
That's where so he's talking about, have you heard of people that invest in silverware that's made out of silver, like cups and plates? It's a TikTok thing that white women are doing. Okay, well, in theory, the reason it was called silverware was
Because it was made of
yes,
silver.
it was made out of silver. That's why if you ever go back and you read like something, not the musical, but the original, like Les Miserables, you know, when Jean Valjean was raiding and stealing from the church, he was stealing the silverware and the candlesticks because they were all made out of silver, and you could pawn that because it was a precious metal.
Yeah. Now it's catalytic converters.
Now, in theory,
Yep.
there's funny things like if you get a penny made before I think it's 1980, it's actually copper.
Mm-hmm.
And those pennies are worth more than a penny, right? The copper content of the penny is worth like I think about 10-15 cents. So if you can find pennies that are 1980 or older and collect them, you can take them to a place that buys scrap metal or precious, or and turn them in and get more value than it costs you for it. There's a lot of stuff you can do that for. The question is it worth the time, effort to do it? Like if you go to estate sales every weekend for a month and you buy old silverware cheap, are you still going to be able to turn around and, is it worth the time you put into it? And the money you spend
saying
on it.
1982 was the cutoff for copper.
Yeah, so that's the magic number. If you can find pennies that are before then, you hold on to them because you can trade them for the copper. Now I think they're mostly made out of zinc.
Yeah, it's zinc.
Yeah. So
last thing, I'll ask a question. So I've seen a few posts on Twitter, and there seems to be some growing movement behind it. What do you guys think of an idea of actually restoring the Statue of Liberty to its original color?
Oh, you mean buffing it down because the copper's oxidized?
Yes.
I mean, it's the same concept. If you watch those infomercials, if you get the right, if you get the right restorative and the right tools, you can buff out the oxidation and get the copper back to its shiny, shiny state.
Yeah, make it look like TikTok from Return to Oz.
Yeah, so
do you think that's worth doing?
No, I think it's dumb.
You'd have to.
I mean,
you'd have to the amount of time and effort to continually, because again, this is it is on an island in the middle of a harbor, exposed to saltwater air constantly.
Yeah.
There's a reason it went green so fast, right? You'd have to constantly maintain it, and then you're also cutting off the Statue of Liberty from visitors, right? When you're doing that, you have to erect scaffolding, you have to have workers, you have to constantly close it down from people visiting it. I'm more of a fan. I mean, you can't even go up to Mount Rushmore and walk along it now. You can only kind of view it from the outside because the people started doing dumb stuff on those rocks and they started damaging it. So
I'm of the same opinion. I was just curious because, I mean, there seems to be some kind of weird push going on.
Yeah, I did see those videos kind of going around on Twitter, and I was just like...
I think it's people screwing around with AI. I don't think it's an actual thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just, hey, this is what the Statue of Liberty would look like if we actually took off the copper or the oxidation.
There's a very distinct possibility that 90+% of public school kids don't even understand what it looked like because it was originally copper.
Right.
So they just
originally brass, wasn't it?
Yeah, brass, yeah. And so there's like, I guess the idea that it would be interesting to let them see the, like, what is it? France didn't gift us a piece of shit oxidized statue.
I mean, at this point, I mean, most of them probably think it's like something stupid like marble or something. But I mean,
but at the same
time, just because it looks like
iconic.
I think the color kind of actually suits it at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Do too. It would be interesting to see it in its glory, but I don't think I want to pay tax money to do it.
No, that would be a waste.
Now, if it's something like Trump in the ballroom where he's
puts his own money into it and says, "Hey,
privately fundraising.
I'm donating this to bring America back to greatness again."
By the way, here you go. This was the new rose garden limestone flooring, which again he also called out and shamed those contractors for scratching, which is hilarious. And where he like published the video, here's the dumbass that was dragging his equipment on my new floor. I've talked with the contractor, they're going to be paying to fix it.
They'll be paying real money, huge money. All right, guys.
This is a much more functional use of the space. It's beautiful, actually.
What did they have before?
It was just the field.
The garden.
It was just the garden. It was just the grassy field, and
okay.
because they used it for events so often, the field was constantly just trampled and
stomped on.
Yeah, well, that makes sense why they changed it then.
Yeah, and then he's going to be adding the ballroom. The
ballroom,
I think, will be to the right of this picture. If you look, out, like so, right where those two guys are kind of standing here by that like fountainy thing, the ballroom's going to be on that side, and we'll be able to host events there much bigger than they currently have them.
Yeah.
So good stuff. It's a beautiful, I think, upgrade.
All right, everybody, we're at 3 hours. That's a full extra hour. I appreciate all the super chats and the happy birthdays. And happy birthday to Chad as well. Comix, what do you got coming up?
Oh, good Lord. Well, of course, there was the Monday stream tomorrow and Thursday. I actually will not be on F&T this week, and I will not be doing a gaming stream this week.
How cool was it hanging out with Dean Cain, though?
It was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I've been on a stream with him once before. But yeah, pretty cool guy. Obviously, somebody who definitely puts his money where his mouth is. With being actually in law enforcement and joining ICE and all this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool dude. That's basically it. I'm not gonna promise something I'm not gonna deliver on like I normally do. So we'll it's like one of these days I need to make a video. One of these days I need to stop working on code too to make a video.
Yeah. Next time he's on, tell him one of the people in the counties where he's a sworn sheriff's deputy appreciates his work.
Will do.
I did I did like the super chat on F&T about trying to get Dean to call some attention to Chrissy Mayr's dad.
I didn't realize that he was murdered.
Oh yeah,
I knew that he had passed away, but I didn't realize that he was
in
murdered.
cold blood.
That's just absolutely
protecting his girlfriend.
Fucked up.
Robbery gone wrong is, I think, what she had said.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But they've done nothing. So since Dean, I think he is in Las Vegas. If he has some connections, it would be very nice if he could light a fire under that, because that was a sad story.
Yeah, it is.
It's been about a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. But one of the things I did kind of, I'm not gonna say demo, I talked about it and some people checked it out, is I did talk about my site builder on a stream on Friday night. And I have a few people testing it out. I actually have a few customers actually using it right now. Nice. And I have Culture and Tox testing it out as well. And so, yeah, I mean, that's one of my big things I'm going to be pushing in the future once I get things a little bit situated. The funny thing is I was working on something today and I fell down a bit of a rabbit hole where I started building an IP management tool for my house, for my lab. And yeah, it turned into a full like server management, IP management system. So I have an idea what has been allocated to what in my lab, because I need to redo my IPs. And of course, this is going to bore the shit out of everyone. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up now.
Well, yeah, we've got Monday and Thursday coming up. That's promised. Chad, what do you got coming up?
We got MadEPAP on Tuesday. I don't know what the story is going to be this time. Probably nothing related to sports. And then we have our show with the Ascendant Art podcast on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't even know what's going on probably this week. We'll see to know what it'll be talking about, because I don't think any movies are coming out or anything good. Maybe, I think we had a lot of fun doing the Disney afternoon rankings. Maybe we'll just, I think people wanted
Saturday morning cartoons.
the full like 80s, 90s Saturday morning cartoons tier list. Maybe that'll be a fun thing to do. So we'll see about that. But that's 9 p.m. Eastern on right here on YouTube. So if people can go subscribe to that channel, I'd appreciate it. And that's about it till next week's Bullpen.
Yeah. I did go see The Conjuring. And
no, how was it?
It's on par with the others. Not as good as 1, 2, but on par with the others. The actual ending to the haunting story is very anticlimactic. But it was a good wrap for the whole series, I think. I would give it 6 or 7 out of 10. So I think that's the only thing that's come out last week, and we didn't cover it Friday, or you guys didn't cover it Friday. But
I've only seen like the first one, and it's not a series I really followed, so I wasn't about to go run out to see this one.
Yeah, the thing with the Conjuring series is the Warrens are slightly controversial, and
frauds.
Also
they're frauds, dude.
Also, the thing is, horror movies that are based on the supernatural tend to be more scary to those who believe, strongly in the supernatural, like it could actually happen.
Right.
More so than the jump scare or slasher style horrors. So, a lot of people who actually believe in, demons, that kind of thing, are going to be more like almost psychologically thriller, scared about this stuff than people who don't believe in any of that. Then it just becomes jump scares. Right.
Right.
So I don't know. I thought it was a fairly good wrap up to the story, and probably worth seeing if you like the rest of the Conjuring series. Not.
Well, I mean, I thought
necessarily
the first movie was pretty good, but
the first one was great. The second one was great. Then it got a little bit worse, but.
Well, the thing I thought was really funny was the whole thing with Annabelle. If you know anything about Annabelle, she's a Raggedy Ann doll, and not that fucking like creepy doll they had in the movie.
Yeah,
so
they've tried to. I mean, for Hollywood, they spruced it up to something. Because even the Raggedy Ann doll that it actually is looks like a very, very old Raggedy Ann.
Oh, it is. It's a very old one.
So, but as for me, I will be on Comic Show Monday and Thursday, internet allowing. And Tuesday, Mad's channel. Friday, I'll be with Ascendant Art. Saturday, I've been doing Zach's show, but he was a little bit under the weather this week, so we'll see about that. And also, Slender has been doing a playthrough of Silksong, Hollow Knight Silksong, that just came out Friday. Based on where his videos are at, I'm still ahead of him, so we couldn't play together because of my internet and because he couldn't handle a race. So we'll see who ends up finishing it first, because if I get to the end, I'm going to make a short video just showing that I'm already there before he is. So come back next Sunday and we will have another Bullpen. Hope everybody has a great week. I obviously will have to update the end credits tonight after the generous gifts from everybody tonight, but hope everybody has a great week. We will catch you later. Here's some end credits that we will talk all over.
Yeah, nobody's talking.
We'll get to it.
I have the music muted, so it's just an awkward silence.
I muted it too. Yeah. Still nobody's heard all the lyrics. Ha ha ha. A friend of mine criticizes the series because of the in real life stories are based on what he calls frauds, but I could not care less as long as the plot is entertaining. I mean, as far as the movies go, yeah. I mean, I've heard plenty of, stuff trying to claim the Warrens are frauds. And I've heard, Chad calling me anti-Catholic for saying that as well. So,
I didn't know they were Catholic to begin with, to be honest.
All right.
Well, Catholics are the only ones who really do exorcisms the way that the Warrens did. They're the only ones who are technically certified by the church to do exorcisms, and they were highly tied in with the Catholic Church.
So,
but also very disparaged by the Catholic Church.
Only because they had to be.
Sure.
So, just like the Pope's exorcist. So this is my friend dressed as the movie Annabelle for Halloween during COVID. I told her she should prank people by sitting still. I did that in college, but you can't just do it. You got to set this up in advance. So we were decorating our dorm for Halloween, and so at the entrance I had a Scream killer costume, and I put it on a dummy, and I put it there for weeks, like just sitting there, so people were used to it just being there.
Right, good setup.
Then on Halloween I got in the costume and sat there, and when people would walk in I would jump at them. It was hilarious. But you've got to. The key is investing early to make sure that people are used to it and don't expect it, and then you get the best payoff. It was such a fun time making people just
music should be quieter.
People run screaming into the door.
I don't think anybody can hear us over the music all that well, especially Chad.
Yeah, especially Chad with the way he talks so low sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, people gotta listen. You gotta listen. Yes. Gotta put their hearing.
Whisper your response.
Yeah. There you gotta listen. I'm trying to get them.
That's just ignorant. That's ignorant.
Yes, Rhaegar. Nefarious was a fantastic movie. I think that was one of the best performances I've ever seen out of an actor.
Then you should go watch Frailty because it's much better. Frailty.
No, Frailty.
You've never seen Frailty?
No.
It was directed by Bill Paxton, starring Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have seen that movie. Yeah,
and it's awesome. It's great.
I remember it being a really fucking weird movie.
I don't want to talk about it because the twist is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, everybody.
That's right.
Have a great night.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.